podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
You fight with nobody.
This a dollar beat. This a dollar beat.
BoxingWords.com.
You won the belt with nobody.
BoxingWords.com.
This a dollar beat.
You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter.
BoxingWords.com.
Payday. You want payday. I know that. Oh, look this guy. There's a plan to go for the belt, and I'm coming, man. I'm coming, my friend. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
BoxingWords.com.
Because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
BoxingWords.com.
What's up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Amin of Essex and Danielle Alvarez. What's going on, gang?
Salute, gentlemen.
What's going on, players? How y'all feeling?
What up, man? Nah, man, you know, ending the weekend. A lot of fights and a lot of shit to discuss. Let's be real. A lot of boxing took place, but I guess the biggest news is what we continue to talk about around these parts, and that's the fact that Canelo hasn't decided what he's going to do. On the table is still $200 million plus offers, and I mean, today it was hilarious in the pre-pro. I don't know if it was you, Amin, or Rob, but someone put Canelo showing a helicopter landing in his backyard on his Instagram story with the caption that said, Al Heyman landing at Canelo's with $120 million so he could take the offer. But I mean, that's one of our main topics, and obviously, you know, it's an ongoing saga, so I wanna, you know, just touch on it with you guys before we get into all this weekend's fights.
I mean, really, with Canelo, man, I think nobody's really going to be happy with his decision. Somebody else also in the pre-pro put that whole thing of how, you know, well, no matter who he picks. But, I mean, truthfully, nobody would be disappointed if he doesn't. I don't know too many people. And I looked at it right away. I said, I don't know too many people who's going to be screaming duck unless they're from Eastern Europe. That's going to be screaming duck if he doesn't fight Bivol. You know, I don't see that. I think more if, Better Beef, you know, I think people would accuse him of ducking Better Beef. You know, I don't think they would accuse him of ducking Benavidez either, but, you know, some would disagree. Because then they would say, well, if he fought Plant, why not fight Benavidez? Benavidez is in the same division, and so yeah, it's always going to be questions. But I don't think that, you know, anybody's really going to be happy with whatever decision he makes, especially if it looks like he's leaning towards that fucking Triple G catastrophe.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You know, I think we've said it now here for the last few weeks. Like, regardless of where he goes, you know, and it's like this every time. There's going to be an issue. Oh, he fights Callum Smith. Now the vacant WBC title's on the line. Well, it's only on the line if you fight Yildirim next. The Yildirim fight comes. People complain. Turns around, you know, 2 months later, fights Billy Joe Saunders. People complain. Fights Caleb Plant for Undisputed. Oh, he was too young, too inexperienced. People complain. So no matter what it is that, you know, Canelo Alvarez does, people will complain about it, you know, regardless. So,
you know, I do want to add this to it, in that I think that the one thing I can say about it, because, you know, I'm quick to, you know, point out my objectivity. I don't always agree with what Canelo does, but I will say this. It's that thing of, listen, man, We all our O gotta go. It's either gonna go with me or with somebody else. But come on, you know what I'm saying? So, Ray, he broke it down the other day, about how Canelo is technically, he has a loss, but he's really undefeated. I mean, in a lot of ways, I think we got to get that out of our mind. This whole O thing is so serious and so important. So in that way, I think how we look at fighters after that first loss. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to discredit Caleb Plant's whole career because he lost to Canelo, right? You know what I mean? So, go ahead.
No. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying, so whoever does fight Canelo, I don't think we're ready to throw that guy away. I think some of the issue was with some of the UK guys was like, we ain't see them fight, amongst each other domestically. And when they did, they seemed to struggle. So automatically we would project and say, them guys don't stand a chance with Canelo. But I think, even if you talk about the top of the echelon of any division, when you fight Canelo, you don't throw away that fighter because they lost to Canelo. Look at Jacobs. I mean, even though he lost in controversial style to Ryder, he's still here to lose in controversial style to both Rosado and Ryder because he lost to Canelo. So I think that's the one interesting element I like that the Canelo sweepstakes brings. It forces us not to throw guys away. So automatically we project.
I agree, man. I agree. And I wish more people had that mentality, It's, for instance, Gamboa. He's no longer good for Rayo, a.k.a. Jose Venezuela. And it's like, wait, my man got 3 losses. Like, why are we throwing dudes away? Meanwhile, Rosado's got like 13, and we still consider him a test for Jaime in his last fight out. But listen, I just wanted to bring up the fact that Canelo is still undecided. He hasn't chosen between either $100 million offer. Obviously, the 2 offers on the table are Bivol and Gennady with DAZN for 100 plus, and Charlo and Benavidez with PBC for 100 plus. Samson Lewickovic out here on a tear after he did an interview with us. He's telling anyone that will listen that Canelo turned down over $50 million to face David Benavidez. We know that the offer for Charlo was $45 million. So are we assuming that Al Haymon offered $55 million to face David Benavidez? Because, I mean, if it's a 2-fight deal and Charlo, it was already out there that he was worth 45 to Canelo, I mean, Benavidez must be the $55 million man.
And I would jump on that with the, assumption that they had it mapped out like they do. All these guys going to school. They got fancy degrees in analytics. They ran the analytics and said somewhere in Arizona, Texas, or California, this fight goes crazy. The Benavidez fight, that is. So I think, maybe there was perhaps a higher number, offered for that particular fight. I could see that happening based on, analytics, a gate, and all that kind of stuff.
No, definitely. And, obviously the style, the type of fight that is known every time David Benavidez comes and steps into the ring, right? He's known to bring an exciting fight and an action-packed fight. So I definitely could see it in that window. Obviously Canelo being the hottest free agent commodity in the sport of boxing here the last year and a half.
Oh, fans. That might have been last year, but ever since November, it's been Crawford, the hottest free agent in boxing.
Absolutely not. No, I don't see how you see that comparison. I mean,
I'm not even going back and forth with you, bro. Like, everybody knows Crawford's the highest sought after free agent in boxing right now.
Yeah, I mean, because Crawford is doing 800,000 pay-per-views and Crawford is doing 73,000 fans. No, you're absolutely right, man.
I mean, we all know he'll do 100,000 where Earl is just, they ducking him.
So last week,
I mean, remember his fight with
ago,
Porter sold out in what? A couple hours was the fight with Porter that sold out? Like, come on, bro. Give him a chance, he'll spark.
I mean, how many chances does he need? He's been through 3 divisions.
Oh, man, he didn't get the right dance partners. Canelo always had the right dance partner because he gets to pick his dance partner. Give Crawford the ability to pick his dance partner. He'll sell through the roof,
I mean, he would have had opportunity years ago had he chose to not sign with Top Rank, re-sign with Top Rank. Like, bro, he knew what he was doing when
I
he
mean, come
re-signed. He
on.
knew
You
the
knew,
lack of names that they had on that side of the street.
but you knew if you was in his shoes and Bob said, I could get you to fight, I'm so sure that if I don't, I'll add an extra million to your purse. You would sign too. Stop it.
So regardless of that one Spence fight, that makes him, because of the one Spence fight, that makes him the biggest sought after attraction.
Uh,
And before you answer, I will say out my own mouth right now, a Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight to me is the biggest fight that can be made in the sport of boxing right now. Bigger than any Canelo fight you can make. I think that's bigger in the sense of the what it brings to the sport. I think that's bigger than the David Benavidez fight for Canelo. But
You know,
I still don't believe that because of that one fight that makes Terrence Crawford the highest sought after free agent, because if that were the case, we would have heard of all these offers being made to him, how we've heard with Canelo having all these offers being made to him.
I think I could see both y'all points in that, the truth is, you know, Spence, there was some questions about, what the eye was going to be, so issues around that. Then Ugas became his opponent, was tied up in that. So I think it doesn't allow the anticipation of his free agency to build, because the prospects of the Spence Crawford fight are still kind of far off with other things on the table. But I think once that kind of flies over, to that point, I don't think there's any fight Canelo can make, even with the Benavidez fight, under the presumption it's going to be an all-action fight. There's not a fight that he can make that will captivate even casual fans, especially the hardcores, is Spence and Crawford. So I kind of see both y'all point.
I mean, moving into this weekend's fights, and I hope Canelo just to close it out, I hope Canelo makes a decision here quickly. May 7th is about 2 months away, because it's the beginning of May. So, he should make a decision. I mean, I guess 8 weeks is enough time, but, it's a Canelo fight. 90 days would be good to see them, try their best to get the most out of the promotion. But let's move on to this weekend's fights. I guess we should start off with the Showbox card. That was a decent doubleheader. Paul Crow should have gotten an upset loss.
Definitely.
Marquise Taylor, unfortunately, did not get the decision of the judges, and fought a very, I'm not gonna say beautiful fight, but he did what he had to do to win, and he deserved the win. It's very unfortunate that they didn't see it go his way. I don't understand how difficult it is to score. We were watching it live, and really I didn't see anybody saying it was close and that Paul Crow could have, edged it, or that they're happy with a draw. Like, these judges, there has to be accountability. They cannot continue to just ruin a fighter's career and life and then not get fired, not be sidelined and benched. Like, if you score an unscorable card like this, maybe a 7-fight suspension will start to hurt these guys and have them understand that they need to take their jobs a little bit more serious. The fact that there is nothing being done to these judges is exactly why this continues to be done to these poor fighters, man. For Marquise Taylor, let me just finish with this, that I want to drive it home that for Taylor, this meant a pay increase, a rankings bump, and a potential big shot. It's just very unfortunate, because we know how badly fighters need these opportunities at this level. Like, that win could have catapulted him to the next thing.
Yeah, no, you and I, Ness, we did the live fight chat for that. I believe, if I remember, one of us gave Crow 1 round, the other one gave him 2.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's pretty much the consensus I saw, on Twitter, from boxing media, from spectators. No one really believed that Crow did enough to deserve a draw. He won a round, maybe 2 rounds, and that was it. That was highway robbery, and we joked about it. I'm like, yo, he's the A side. You got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, it definitely turned out that way. So it was, truly disgraceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with a 90-day suspension, though. 90-day suspension. 90 days, you got 3 months. You'll lose 3 months. That means no trips. Where was these judges at? Orlando? That means they don't get to give your kids no free tickets, no buffets, no comps. You don't get to, get these cushy, seats to judge these excellent fights if you're going to keep fucking up the scorecards and ruining fighters' lives. 90-day suspension. They just take you off the fucking rotation. So that way it really means something. You know what I mean? Like maybe off of national cards, maybe you got to go down to, NABF fights. They don't let you judge, championship or eliminator style fights or something like that. You know what I mean? But they got to do something.
Go ahead, Adrian.
To be honest with you, they need to be a lot harder on these judges, man. They've been ruining boxing for a long time. I mean, to be really honest, we need to be looking at like 3-year suspensions, like for cards that like we know like you got paid off or it's like you didn't see the fight. Man, give them 3 years. Like honestly, because we see a lot of the same judges on the same bullshit and get away with it all the time. You know what I mean? We need to hold them accountable by bringing in new judges, a new system, and really punishing these guys. I mean, really, it's like the referees ruining the Super Bowl, right? They're ruining fights. They're ruining decisions based on, money and who should win, who's a promoter, who took them out to dinner, whatever the reason. I mean, come on. I think it's really 3 years. Think about it. If they're just doing championship fights, or I don't know how much they work or how much they get paid, that's not, I don't know those details, but like seriously, 3 years. You mean to tell me that there's not other people in the ranks that you can pull up?
Yeah, man. Something needs to give, man, because Taylor, he needed that win. It's the welterweight division, too. I don't even know how these fighters go forward, how they keep fighting. Like, and shout out to him. He posted our immediate reaction. He's been posting the reaction of a lot of people on social media, but that isn't enough. That just isn't enough for me. That loss is too tough of a pill to swallow as a competitor. I'm looking to get that shit overturned, man.
Now, but let me just go back a bit, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the power of public outcry and social media kind of force that Alantez Fox decision, or was that only because that particular ref, they had some issues in their character, like they found the racist tweets? What was it?
Nah, that was Michael Fox, and ain't shit come from that. Ain't shit come from that. He still got that loss to my yesterday.
Oh, damn. I don't fuck it then.
No, I was gonna say what Amin is referring to. Obviously they did some digging and found that there were some controversial and racial
tweets by a judge.
Right. But the decision, from my understanding, still stands today. So.
Yeah, man. We just had his promoter on here the other day, and he was telling us how that hasn't been overturned, and they weren't able to get anything from it. So
yeah, I mean this is a permanent blemish on your record. You know what I mean? These guys going into fights, and especially, think about the fighter mentality. You do everything you need to do. You fight a great fight. Something that should be an easy decision. You're confident. Your corner's confident. Mm-hmm. Listen, you guys judging the fight got it a certain way, and all of a sudden we get these bogus-ass scorecards. You know what I mean? Like, that's got to be crushing for a guy who's put the work into training camp and knows the power of a loss. And especially the welterweight division, the Floyd Mayweather division. One loss, Keith lost once. Everyone thinks that dude's a bum now. You know what I'm saying? Like, one loss can really, really hurt your career. I mean, unless you get the right loss at the right time. But, man, it's just sad, and that's why these judges really they need real consequences, real ones. We need to get new judges in. We got to do something because, I mean, this is the reason why I think some casual fans won't watch boxing. Why watch something and you like as a casual and you think it's one way and all of a sudden they get robbed? That's going to turn people away from the sport who might normally get into the sport when they see shit like that. You know what I mean? Because then it makes it look like the WWF. You know what I'm saying? Like it's scripted. Like no matter what was going to happen, we were going to get a certain outcome anyways.
Yeah, man, it sucks, man. We got a super chat from Prince of Power. Keith Thurman and Kell Brook need to run it in July. Big fight, especially if it's in the UK. Let's blow that fight up. Well, gentlemen, what do you think of a possible matchup between Kell Brook and Keith one-time Thurman?
I like that, man. I actually like that fight. But see, this is what happens, man. See, Kell Brook talking about not throwing your fighters away when they lost, right? And
well, he's from the UK. They don't do that over there.
I was just getting ready to say that. Ness. In the UK, they just treat it so differently, man, because Kell Brook, despite how he lost to Crawford, what he did against Khan, no matter what we think of Khan, it puts him right back in the conversation. However, I like Brook and Ben a little bit better. I like that fight better. That's the bigger domestic fight. Thurman, cause Thurman, I got an issue with Thurman for the last couple years, and I'm gonna say it. I think Thurman has been carefully avoiding a lot of the top fighters because you want to see where he's at. Well, after the Barrios fight, I'm not sure that he want to, tangle with the best at 147 unless his cash out works. So, him tangling with Kell Brook, that's not really showing me, again, tangling with the best of the division. Like, if it's not Spence, Bud, Boots, give me one of those guys. And I'm only throwing Boots in there is because sometimes the old guy got to kill a young lion and remind him how dangerous you are. So I don't really think I want to see him against Brook. Why would he go and fight Brook as opposed to continuing the legacy he started by fighting Danny Garcia, the legacy he started by fighting Poirier? Like, that's the track he's supposed to be on. He's got no business fighting Kell Brook.
Danielle?
I don't have an issue with it. Reason being because just like in the Barrios fight, there was the comparisons of Tank and how Tank performed against Barrios and how Thurman would do. You could say the same about Kell, having fought Crawford recently, having fought Spence in the past. Obviously, the Spence fight, years and years removed, but that Crawford fight was fairly recent. So I would be okay with it for that reason, because to an extent, it would give us a barometer. Like, okay, Styles do make fights, but how did Bud look against Brook compared to how Thurman could potentially look against Brook?
Well, I don't know that I like the Thurman-Brook fight. It really doesn't do much for Thurman. I get that Brook has still only lost to Gennady, Earl, and Crawford, but no one really thinks Brook is the best version of himself. What I do like is Conor Benn and his energy to Brook. And he took to social media and did interviews yesterday saying that he loved, well, actually, he said we agreed, him and Khan, that is, he'd take care of business for Khan, and that's against Kell Brook. Here's the audio.
Realistically, chill out, bro. Take care. We can make the fight happen realistically. Obviously, I'm one of the best. Of course, we're one of the best promoters in the game. So, it's realistic. Anything can happen.
So obviously, he's saying it's realistic. Anything could happen. But speaking of anything could happen, let me give you guys two things to talk about. Obviously, Chris Eubank wants some of that Kell Brook smoke. And Kell Brook, this has been going on since last night. So Kell Brook comes out most recently and says 155, otherwise don't mention my name. And I think that's a smart move by Kell Brook to entice Eubank to come down, since he's the one continuously calling out the smaller Brook. Now, I get it. Brook has fought at 160 versus Gennady, but we all seen how that played out. But that's something that Eubank himself said, and I quote, you fought GGG at 160, so you will do the same with me if you want the biggest payday and beating of your career. If not, I've got bigger fish to fry anyway. You don't at Special Brook. So that's Eubank responding to Kell Brook's offer of 155-pound catch weight.
Eubank need to leave that one alone. I think that's a bit of, that's picky, because we're talking about when Brook came up to 160, let alone against Triple G. That shit didn't do him no kind of justice. That took miles off of him. Picture getting your brand new car and just, you know what I'm saying, you just get into an accident, you know what I mean, the first month of getting it. Yeah, you can get it fixed by the insurance company, yada, 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 but the radiator doesn't sit quite well underneath the hood anymore. The alignment is a little bit fucked. It is not the same. He took himself up to 160. That shit did not help him. So for Eubank, I get it. It's money talk, but Brook, he has a few more, fights that he could make where the money's a little bit better in the long run, as opposed to some jump out, cash out. Eubank need to be trying to call out Triple G. Call out Triple G or Boo Boo. Don't worry about Brook. Let Brook shine in his glory of his moment. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, the only way I'd like that fight is at a catch weight. If you're gonna give Brook the challenge and taking a fight against a naturally bigger guy, well, I think that you should give him, that catch weight. Because at the end of the day, it'd be a big domestic fight for both men, and it would be a big payday. But both men need to be, give something to get something. So, if it's at 160, I don't want to see it. I'm cool with 156, 155. And as far as the Conor Ben fight, I really like that fight as well. But I don't know that it would happen, given that Kell just left Matchroom, signed with Boxer, Conor's with Matchroom. So I think that'd just be a trickier fight to make. But one that I do like, and another big fight on a domestic level, I think that'd be a fight that sells out the O2 like they did yesterday.
Well,
I don't really like. I'm not with the Eubank fight. I can pass on that. I don't think Kell needs to go up to 160. I mean, even at a catch weight to try to bring the big guy down. I mean, Kell Brook, I think that fight's interesting, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, damn, Keith, if you're trying to get to the top, I don't know if, the Kell Brook fight is it. I mean, I wouldn't call that a tune-up, but I mean, I just think that that's a waste of time for Keith if he's trying to take cut the lane to try to go get some belts and get back to where he was. I like the Conor Ben fight though. Brook and Ben, I mean, I don't know all the politics of it, but I like that fight. I think that'd be a good fight. Young guy coming up versus the older guy. I think that would be good, and it would sell a lot of tickets out there in the UK.
Yeah, I guess I'm going against the grain, man. I like the Eubank fight. I think it's a Chris thing. I think I like Chris, man. I like that fight. And if he could get him down to 55, I like that fight. Obviously, I feel like you guys, it's like, yo, why you picking on the small bull and, go find somebody else to fight. But I like that fight, that little domestic fight. They've been going back and forth at each other for some time now. I like that fight. I'm sorry. But
so you don't like Kell Brook. You want to see him get hurt.
That would be totally his responsibility. Whether if he chooses to take it, that's on him. You know, he knows what's coming with that. But yeah, you know, I like that fight. I do. But since we're talking Kell Brook, we must report that he did defeat Amir Khan by knockout. He really battered Khan. He was stronger. He was sharper. He was technically and mechanically better. Khan is out here fighting like a girl on the schoolyard. I am sorry. He looks horrible. I can't believe that people be thinking this dude got skills, man. I mean, yo, he's gonna take that Maidana win to the grave with his ass. I'm telling you, that's the biggest win of his career, and it's holding him. It's gonna hold him in the record books forever. But it's sad because, man, he looked like shit last night.
I'm with you, Ness. I gotta eat some crow on that. I thought he was gonna beat Brook. He looked so pathetic, and I don't even like to call a fighter that, but man, that shit was. It was just sad, bro. Like, Brook just got in there and beat his ass. Like, I don't know what Khan was doing. I was watching old Khan fights. I didn't see no version of that, period, whatsoever, the other night. None. He just looked bad. He looked like a dude who didn't even want to be in there.
Bruh, circling around the ring, that shit was hilarious, bruh. I think you said it best. It was pathetic. Like, the way he just kept circling. And Brook, you know, he got the stoppage and he did what he had to do, but let's be real. My man don't know how to cut the ring off. I mean, he let Khan circle and circle for all those rounds. Occasionally, he would throw a left hook here to stop Khan from circling, but it was sad to watch.
It was such a bad fight. I mean, it was like, damn, man. Like, thank God this shit is on.
I mean, it wasn't a bad fight because Brook was putting hands on Khan. He was hitting Khan.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, it just looked like a landslide. It was like one fighter was at a completely different level than the other one.
No, one wanted to fight, the other one wanted to dance.
So, Adrian, let me ask you something, especially from a trainer's perspective. What do you think? I'm clearly projecting, but like, as a trainer, when you see a guy and you teaching him something, you're trying to get him to adapt to something, you've been in him with, you know, X amount of time, and you just like, this guy either gets it or he doesn't get it. Because when I look at Khan, I look at all the trainers he's been through, I look at all the time out of the ring, and like the first round looked like it was going to be a little bit, he was looking fast. He started to turn the punches over a little bit, but then by the second round, he was back slappy and happy, skipping and dipping. So I'm asking you as a trainer, do you think in them seeing that and was just like, yo, they paid me, I might as well just go for the ride? Or do you think they just said they saw something in the gym, but when it came to the ring, he didn't execute?
I mean, it could be both, but I'm going to tell you, like, listen, if someone comes to you, a pro comes to you, especially someone like Khan, and you're going to make some money to, you know, to train them, you're going to take the money, man. It's a business. There's lots. I mean, think about this on so many levels. There's lots of fighters. Do you think, like, you know, you take them on and you know who they're going against, you know it's a win or a loss? You know what somebody's capable of. If you have enough time with them in the gym, you're going to see what it is, unless you just put him in there with easy sparring and people who are going to make him look good and feel good about himself, you know, because you're not worried about it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like, man, Bomac and them had to know. I mean, he was pretty bad.
Bomac was acting like they was about to body Kell Brook. They was, oh, you know he's done. That's why y'all ain't want to come to America. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I think that was smoke, bro. I think honestly, after seeing
it obviously was smoke. All that talking about sparring motherfucking Crawford, that shit, bro. He was looking sad, taking shots like he didn't even know like how to block. He was just there getting clobbered. It was really, really bad. Like, I'm like, damn, I thought Khan could fight.
Right.
Crazy.
Listen, even the combinations he was throwing. Like, I remember watching old Amir Khan. Like, he'd throw combinations and they like had power. They landed. You know, he was punching through. I don't know what I was watching last night. It wasn't that. And even when he threw some combinations, some of them he threw, Brook wasn't even there. Like, you weren't even going to hit him with that shit. Like, what are you throwing it for? Like, It was crazy to me. He looked that bad. There's no way Bomac didn't know that. He had to know it was what it was. I mean, he put on for the show, but like as a trainer, I mean, I'm taking the money. If you come to me and you say, hey, I'm gonna go fight this person, and I look at you like you crazy, but hey, I'm gonna pay you. Let's do this. This is what the paycheck is. You gonna get a 15-20% cut. Yeah, I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna give you my energy regardless. It's a business. I mean, you gotta get paid.
I got a counterpunch from James Benitez.
Yo, what's up, Ness? I think I sent that cash out maybe 10 minutes ago where y'all was slandering Keith's name, man. Y'all know Keith, man, would destroy Kell Brook right now, man. He's on a different path, man.
I don't know that, man. He's still hitting
Come
hard.
on, man. Ness, man, you really jump off your boy bandwagon real quick, huh? I see. It's all good, man. Look, that Danny Garcia is a fight that should be made, man.
Tune-up.
Bruh, that Danny Garcia fight is that fight that needs to be made. I'm not talking about for Keith. I'm talking about for Kell Brook, man. This because Kell Brook really want a real big money fight, man. Look, he's thinking about stepping up to 154. They can go ahead and test the weight at 155. That's the fight. It will sell. It'll be a big payday for both of them. It's a good crossroads matchup. You know, Khan ain't looked good since the McDonald fight, man. Bomac ain't really adding no value. And I'll say the rest of that later on my call, man.
Bomac ain't add shit.
And I'll save the rest of that for my call later on, man.
Bruh, he ain't look at all different. Not technically. His footwork was trash. He was the same old Khan. It's crazy. I don't know what they was doing.
The only thing I feel like he was having success with, and it was only early, was the jab. And then I felt like after, a couple rounds that there was nothing behind that jab. Kell Brook, I feel like another thing too was those Kell Brook landed some monster shots. Khan didn't go down not once. So I don't know if they worked on that chin or if Kell's power from cutting that weight just diminished. But he didn't go down. He took all those shots. So you got to give him credit for that.
You got to question Brook, like you said. Like, everybody drops Khan, and he ain't even dropped Khan. Julio Diaz, who was halfway retired, journeyman status, dropped Khan. Samuel Vargas dropped Khan. Danny knocked him out. British Prescott knocked him out. Like, Brook out here tripping. But it is what it is. We just reporting. That was this weekend's results.
Hey, Ness, did you know Javier Fortuna and Jason Rosario were fighting today?
Today in DR, right?
Yeah.
I remember Samson told us, I ain't hear him say Rosario, but he definitely told us Javier was about to get a fight in DR.
Yeah. Rosario got a 4th round stoppage. I guess Fortuna's getting in the ring now.
Yeah, Rosario probably fighting the can, We got Big Supermax that says Kell Brook versus AB is something I'd be up for. Nah, man, if they're gonna give AB to anybody, it gotta be Conor Ben, especially for Broner. He'll make more money with Ben, and that's what he needs. He's been out the ring. He's looking for some real money. That's the move. Broner Ben, not Broner Brook. But what do you guys think of Supermax Super Chat?
Yeah, Broner's got to go to Ben first because Ben is kind of a hot commodity. His division. I mean, in that he's the UK guy. He's got some UK fights he could take. He's got some good, interesting stateside fights. We could see it. He's been coming along good. Like I said, I like the win over Algieri because Algieri's a common opponent with Spence. If he's good enough for Spence, he's good enough for Ben. He's good enough for me. So I like the way Ben's moved along. And I like the call out of Broner. If he could get that fight, cool. But look at what he's doing. He's kind of laying his, like he's betting. He's just laying his bread all around. He's trying to see if he can get Broner in the ring. He's trying to see if he can get Brook. You know what I mean? He's got some interesting fights he could take. And, definitely I would like to see that. Supermax may be on to something.
I definitely believe Brook beats Broner. I swear to God.
I was going to just say,
definitely.
Do you guys think that, he's Broner's really beating anybody? Because, the last fight I think I seen him fight, he fought like a nobody, and he didn't look great doing it.
To a draw, no less.
I give him a shot versus Conor only because Conor doesn't have the experience of Broner. Nothing else. Not because I think, Conor's more skilled or, he's youthful. He's got more youth. He's young, younger, fresher. But Broner got that experience, man. And
But
he got that left hook.
But Broner looked like Claudio Jr., I think, against Ben. If he get touched with something he don't like from not being in the ring, or just because of he in his mind, Broner's a much more defensive fighter than he actually is. So in his mind, he's in there shoulder rolling and Philly shelling it to death, but he's not really creating the offense. Not enough. He doesn't have enough output, I think, to even steal around from Conor Ben. And I don't necessarily know if he's, able to kind of – he can catch a little quick counters. That's the thing. I can't take nothing away from him. Broner will roll that shoulder and catch you with a nice little counter right, but I don't know if it has enough on it to bother Conor. And number two, I don't know if it's enough activity to get him to fight. Because it happened in the UK. That wouldn't happen stateside, I don't think.
Yeah, man. I just prefer, the other fight. I'm sorry. But what are the results? Jaime. We got Jaime to talk about. Who want to take it away?
No, obviously they went
good.
out. Say it again?
He looked good because I see Amin shaking his head. I feel like Jaime looked good.
No, he looked good.
He did look good.
He looked good against. I was gonna say he looked good against Big Meech. He looked good against Big Meech, and
he put Big Meech like in another dimension with that left hook.
It was nice to see. I thought Golden Boy, Zanfer, TV Azteca, I thought they all did a great job with it. The event was great, but it's time for it's been time, and it continues to be time. Shit, he might even be late to fighting a bigger name at 160.
I mean, he about to step up.
He got to step up.
Did y'all hear the rumors? Did y'all hear the rumors? Golden Boy reached out to Top Rank. They trying to make the John Beck. What's his last name? Alam Bakr.
Yeah, but he has a fight.
Isn't it Alalak Mendev or some shit? I don't know.
Yeah, but he has a fight. He has a fight lined up for the what is it? The regular title?
Yeah. Well, he's got some sort of interim belt. But what you think he's gonna do? What's a bigger fight, Jaime or some interim versus nobody?
It was Patrick Teixeira.
Not a bad name, former world champ.
So you get what I'm saying? It's like, why would Top Rank give him when we could make our own in-house fight?
I think because Jaime's vulnerable and they can gain something from that win. And let's be real, I think that they have a good shot at winning this. I mean, have you watched that dude, John Beck?
Yeah. He was on the card of Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter. I was there. They made it seem like he was the next Gennady, not what I saw in the ring. He did get the late stoppage. The ref, stopped it, but not, what was being portrayed. I think it would be an exciting fight with Munguia. But, it's been time, and the rumors, that's cool. But until it happens, it's like, bro, like, what you doing?
But he's young. And
I don't
Canelo,
give a fuck, bro.
Your favorite fighter at this age, what was Canelo doing? How old is Jaime?
Right.
24.
Right
Canelo had already fought Floyd.
Okay.
He's got 38 fights. No more Dennis Hogan's. We don't need none of that.
Those are all good fights, though. Honestly, like, I was looking at
his
resume.
How many of them do we need to see? How many of them?
When he stopped getting hit. That's how his investors are looking at it. He's got to learn
can't wait
how to
for that.
Yeah, yes, they could. They already avoided 2 eliminators. They could have went.
I'm not condoning that. I know he did it. I can't condone it, is what I'm saying. So the next fight has to be to that extra. I agree that those fights is how you bring a fighter along. Conor Benn's being brought along the same way. I'm not disputing that, but he's been brought along like he ready. If he's not ready, he'll never be ready.
Conor Benn ain't no future world champ. How the fuck was y'all trying to get the Gennady Golovkin fight when Jaime was at 154? The Nevada State Athletic Commission didn't even approve it.
Yeah, but that That doesn't mean that Jaime wanted it, for one. Two, it don't mean he was going to take it. Three, it don't even mean that team who probably was negotiating and that's why that was leaked is still with him. Remember that he switched to Eric Morales and that was for a few fights. Now he's not even with Eric. Yesterday he was with some other dude in there. I don't know who that dude was.
I'm not sure. I saw in the Twitterverse people bringing that up, and they were saying that he was still with Eric. He just couldn't be in his corner for the fight. I'm not sure.
That makes no sense. Didn't Eric fight in that same stadium? They should have moved mountains to have him there. That was like Eric's stadium. Don't make no sense. But
I mean, to be honest with you, do you think that he should really stay at 160, considering he looked like he was going to die at the weigh-in? Or do you think that's just a bad camp?
Yeah, I'm going to go with bad camp. He just moved up. He can't be ready for 68 because he's going to die at 68 in a fight.
He ain't did shit at 60. What you gonna do at 68?
I'm just talking about the weight cut. That shit looked like, he didn't look healthy.
That's just bad discipline. I mean, come on. A couple years ago, you were able to make a healthy 154 pounds. I'm not saying it wasn't challenging, but I seen you weigh in.
He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. That's why they want John Beck. Listen, they avoiding Andre. Andre's moving up. If they fight John Beck, they become the vacant they get elevated from interim to full champ. And
I don't know. If I was him, I'd be running straight at Triple G, man. Honestly.
I agree. No, definitely.
That's a great fight, and that's a great fight, and that's a good style for him to fight against.
Let me get to some of these super chats. He'll never get Triple G, though, guys. Like, Triple G ain't going to look at him, and neither is the Zone going to look at making that fight with Triple G anymore when they trying to finalize the Canelo Triple G deal, which brings in more money for the Zone. I got Anthony, who says, love the show, Ness Heyman. Well, love you, champ. Thank you for showing love. We got James Benitez that says, stop it. Kell versus Danny Garcia. It's a money fight. These casuals forget Keith is on another path. Benavidez, Garcia, Guerrero, not Ben. Benavidez, Garcia, Guerrero, not Ben for Kell Brook. All right, so he means Jose Benavidez. I mean, you trying to match him with names over here, and let's be real, he don't fight people over here. He fought two dudes, and yes, those are two of the toughest welterweights out, but it took him like 12 years in between. You know what I'm saying? He fought Earl, and then a decade later fought Crawford. Like, I'm not expecting him to fight Keith, Danny, Benavidez, none of them dudes. I'm just being real. I'm shocked we still talking about Kell. Dudes really liking Kell out here. No thoughts on that super chat by James Benitez?
Nah, we talked about it.
All
I think we just caught it late. That's all.
Edgar says, even if PBC offers $150 million to Canelo, he will turn it down. Problem is one man, and that's David, which Reynoso is scared of. Alvarez, you think that your best friend Eddie Reynoso is afraid of David Benavidez?
Stop it. Come on, man. These are world level fighters, yo. Like, what is there to be scared of? Like, I'm not saying, I've said that's a dangerous fight. I'm not saying I believe Canelo wins, but would I be shocked if David pulls it out? I wouldn't be shocked. You get what I'm saying? But, bro, these guys ain't scared. They ain't scared. Like, come on, yo. That ain't even a real question to me. Like, what is they scared of? Probably scared of the Gypsy King. That's it.
Hey, yo.
Let me ask y'all something. What, like, I don't understand. Like, Triple G, I know he's waiting for his last dance with Canelo. Hopefully he can cash out. But, like, is there no chance, any prospects of Charlo and Triple G lining up at 160? So there's no way possible?
Nah, man, you know that. Why you?
Because, I mean, I'm just being naive, I guess, man. I'm figuring if everybody's tied up waiting on Canelo's going to be busy doing what he want to do. These other guys, they got to do something, man. They got to do something.
The dude got like what?
It won't be fighting
three,
Triple
4
G.
divisions on hold, waiting for him to make a decision.
Yeah,
Yo,
that shit's kind of fucked up. I'm just saying.
Triple G and
it
Murata
ain't
still
fucked
being held
up.
up.
It ain't fucked up. That ain't his fault.
I said that.
I mean, but they like the other dudes need to fight
say?
each other. Like, fuck what Canelo's doing.
That's the problem.
Just do what you got to do.
It's their fault. It's their fault, not his fault. They the ones sitting around with on their hands. They ass cheeks is on their hands. They not doing anything. They sitting on their ass, bro. Just waiting around, hoping that he picks them. They looking pathetic out in these streets. I'm just being real. I got Hulk in Maryland that says Bo knew Khan, unless he meant Brook knew Khan was done. Oh no, he meant Bo Mac.
Bo Mac.
Yeah, so he meant because he put BOE, but he put Bo knew Khan was done. Kell versus Keith or Conor. Stop with this Keith shit, man. Y'all wilding right now, man. Y'all wilding.
He right about that. Him knowing he was done though. I think Bo Mac knew exactly how that shit was gonna be.
Adrian, like you know for a fact as a trainer, he seen that shit in sparring out here selling us fucking wolf tickets. Oh yeah. Oh, he's sparring with Crawford. Yeah. I mean, Crawford must have not been hitting this dude not even at 20% because he had 0 punch resistance every time Kell landed the left hook. No, I'm shocked they ain't make memes yet. My man was on the Costa Zoo legs 2 times. 2 times on the Costa Zoo legs.
Hey, man, I'm mad, too, because I have to eat crow on that. I thought Khan had something left. Man, that boy went out there. He was sad.
He has something left. It's called nothing. Motherfucker.
Right,
hey, man,
he's a runner. He's a track star.
Go down, man.
Yo, he did go down. He do get credit for that. He do get credit for not going down. You know, that's like fucking consolation prize. Like, yo, you ain't win, but yo, in retrospect, bro, you ain't get knocked out. Everybody thought you was about to be knocked out like you always do. You know, go ahead.
It's like this, man. You remember you had that kid, Jahi Tucker, right?
Yeah.
On the show? Yeah, you remember him?
Yep.
Actually, what's his name is out of Milwaukee, and he was getting trained. He went to a different gym and a different trainer than he'd been with. And it's like, you know, we was there when they was getting ready to come. We was there getting some sparring, and Akeem Black, he was there, man. Like, I just want to say, you don't think that them dudes over there weren't like, yeah, sure, we'll train you. Like, who's not going to take money? You know, and I mean, I like Akeem's a great dude, man, but that fight, he got fucked up. Like, I was like, damn, dude, like, you are getting fucked up. And, you know, I know those guys, man, so I know them dudes in his corner, and I'm like, damn, man, like, you had to know a little bit, or, you know, you had to know that maybe he wasn't going to be on that level. If you looked at the tape.
You know in sparring, man. You know in sparring when the dude ain't got it. I could imagine how much Khan be shelling up in sparring if he was shelling up like that in the fucking ring. And he knew he had to get dog sparring because he knew this was a grudge match. You seen Kell Brook was being rough, using a forearm, pushing him down, tussling with him, being the stronger man. Like, he wasn't ready for a dog fight, and that's why he got dogged out. I got a super chat from Jonathan, a.k.a. New York Bullet. He says, y'all think Brook is good for Blair Cobbs? Excuse me, y'all think Brook is a good fight for Blair Cobbs? And I say, yes. I love that fight.
That's
Give me
an
that.
interesting fight.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I could get with that.
Give me that fight, man. Give me that.
The lead up to that. The lead up.
I was gonna say the build up alone would be good.
That's a big step up for Blair. I don't even know if Blair can beat that version of Brook. Honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? That he never been on that level. So for him, that is something that, you know, he definitely. That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Listen,
for him.
And they need to have lead ups like the what was it? Mayweather Gaddy lead ups for some of these fights. Like, good shit talkers, good whatever. Like, man, they had some great interviews on the show. I mean, Floyd was talking plenty shit. Gaddy was talking plenty shit. They need fighters who can talk. They need to give them that platform, not, oh, hey, we're gonna have this fight in 2 months. And they give us a couple press conferences and little bullshit.
Let's see what we got here. Sway in New York City says Garcia Brook at 154 in Philadelphia, throwing boots on the undercard for the vacant IBO, the other green belt. Maybe Fulton as the co-main for an all-out Philly card. I love it, but they don't promote these promoters, especially Al. Let's just be real. Al is like one of the only fucking promoters / whatever you want to call him who does not put his fighters or does not frequently put the majority of his fighters in their home base. You know, yes, Earl's gone to his hometown. Yes, somebody else you can remember probably got a hometown.
I mean,
fight.
Charlo, J-Rock, Jarrett Hurd. And if you remember...
That's it? Out of 200 plus fighters?
No. Yeah, I'm saying how many are worth the
How long
headliner,
ago?
though?
How long? And that's my point, though. If you don't build someone in their hometown, they're never gonna be worth nothing.
You know, like,
And that's
like
what I was-
once they make a name for themselves, we've seen Javante go to Baltimore.
Okay,
but the thing
that's
is,
one.
and
you talking about his
Jarrett-
biggest names? You
No,
talking
I'm
about his
saying-
biggest
Puerto
name?
Rico.
Jarrett had to win a fucking unified title to get a hometown fight.
And then he lost the hometown fight, and so did J-Rock.
But that's my point, though. They had to unify just to get a hometown. You know, gone are the days of building up a dude in his hometown and having him be a draw. Fernando Guerrero was selling 8,000 tickets in Salisbury, Maryland, bro, before signing the Al.
But do you think that sometimes that's because promoters might want to make fighters realize, like, listen, if I build you up in your hometown, then I know you could go do your own thing. Like, say someone pulled a Floyd, right? Like, I'm going to be my own promotion company. I'm going to be my own thing. You know, shit, you've been building me at home. I can pack 10,000 people in a arena.
Yeah, but then
But
it
I
comes
could do
down.
this shit myself and make all the money myself. But
Nah,
if I'm a
because-
promoter and I put you around everywhere, you know what I'm saying? I have more control of that. You'll never leave me.
I hear you, but it comes down to showing that fighter, look, you packed it out here. 10,000 tickets here means 5,000 for you. 10,000 tickets in Vegas is going to mean 30,000 for you. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, you want your fighter to have a hometown base, but his ticket sales is never going to be the cost of the big cities. But if you build them, he'll bring his fighters with him to the big cities. You know, and that's really what you want. But I got Big Fish Vega that says, I like Ben getting his big name matchup with Kell Brook. They don't have to fight at 147-pound limit. Also, why not Kell Brook versus Danny Garcia? That's another one that wants the Danny versus Brook fight. For Danny, let it be at 54. He's the one said he wanted to move up. We haven't seen anything at all with him suggesting that he wants to stay at 47. He hasn't been in the ring since the Earl fight. We shouldn't even try to fathom him at 147 again, because then it'll be a fat camp. You know, if he loses, it's like, oh, I told you I wanted to move up. No, just more no's. I don't want that. Let me see here before we get to the next super chat. We do got some other results we had to get to. Weekend results. We talked about Brook.
Jorge Linares and Zaire Abdullahi.
Oh yeah, man. Linares had that fight in the bag, and in the last round, homie gets dropped once and stopped.
Twice. Got dropped twice.
What wasn't the second one the stoppage?
No.
Oh, damn. So 3 altogether. I mean, whatever. But wow, you know, it was sad. We were doing a live fight chat. Not only that, ESPN fucked up and we lost the last round. We had to watch replays. Just a sad moment for Linares. For Abdullayev, a fantastic moment. But for Haney, a bad situation. Bittersweet, right? In one hand, Devin gets to say, I beat that dude. Look how good he was. He knocked out Linares. In another hand, his detractors get to say, 6 people beat Linares. 5 people knocked him out. 1 person didn't. His name is Devin Haney.
Yeah, that's not a great look. That's not aging well.
So do you think do you guys feel like, you know, given what Devin did to Abdullayev, that doesn't outweigh what Abdullayev did to Linares and what Devin couldn't do against Linares?
I don't know. You just gotta think. The dude that nobody heard of knocked out a dude that hurt you. I'm just being real, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows I love Bill. Everybody knows this is the Bill voice, the Haney voice, but I know this is what people are thinking. I know this is what people are saying in the water coolers, on the back calls where they can't be heard by Bill and Devin. You know, this is what they tweeting. I got a tweet. You seen the tweet in the pre-pro. You know, I didn't get this ammunition alone. I'm doing my homework. This is what the social media streets are saying. And it's okay. Paulie Malignaggi was a two-time champion. He only had 7 knockouts. Devin obviously has more power than Paulie. So, you know, let them think you don't have power. Let them laugh at you for not having power, but you're undefeated and you're a world champion. And if you can't punch, why won't they fight you? That's all. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in interesting situations like that. Like, I don't think a lot of guys want to fight Devin because he does have a high skill set. It's a risk, you know? Like, you're going to get a dude who might just outpoint you and make you look stupid for 12 rounds instead of getting knocked out. You know, that can be, to me, that would be frustrating too, to go against somebody who just outskills me for 12 rounds. That would hurt. I mean, that's a different type of loss, you know, when someone just takes you to school, teaches you a lesson. Like, look at Bernard Hopkins versus Kelly Pavlik. They met at a catch weight, and Bernard just, you know, he made him look like a dumbass, you know, and then, you know, told him afterwards, man, hold on to them 160-pound straps that I lost to another guy, but I easily beat you.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Danny, any thoughts?
You know, I feel like I get both ends of it. You get what I'm saying? You know, styles make fights. Linares, to me, was winning the fight up to that point. And, you know, it's the name of the game that, you know, Abdullayev showed that he could come back. I'm glad he won the way he did because, of course, he started to have success the second half of the fight. And, you know, we still thought Linares was winning, but we're like, you know, is there going to be another controversial decision? So definitely got to give Abdullayev his credit. You know, I was there when Devin broke his fucking face in New York. And I was also there when Devin outclassed Linares for 9.5 rounds. You know, didn't get touched, and then he did, right? He wasn't hurt. I mean, he didn't go down, I should say. You know, he pulled through, but you know, there's going to be both aspects of it, but until people step into the ring with the guys they should be stepping into the ring with, then there's always going to be that talk. And even after, people are going to be like, oh, he did this, you know, this happened. Like, look, Devin won, you know, 9-10 rounds against Linares, but everybody detracts from that, and they like, oh, he looked bad because he got rocked. Oh, he was hurt. He didn't go down, but he was hurt, though. He got hurt in the fight.
I mean, the same thing happens to Keith. He got hurt to the body, and people think he's a bum.
Yo, I got an interesting take on the Devin situation, though.
Go ahead, Amir.
I got an interesting take on the Devin situation because, look, the other take on it is this, and I hope Bill don't come on because I got a few things to do tonight. But the two guys that he beat are fighting each other. Tszyu wouldn't fight him. Now George won't fight him. Interesting narrative. So it doesn't all look bad about Devin not having power. It still kind of looks like the curious case of why the fuck people still ducking Devin Haney.
No, for sure. I mean, you know, people say who have you beat? People say People say you don't hurt nobody, you don't knock nobody out. Look, we're talking about the Linares win right now, but yet we not seeing the guys that should be stepping into to fight him. We should have never seen top ranked Carl Moretti, Igis Klimas ask for that franchise status. We shouldn't see this back and forth of George Kambosos like, nah, let there not be an undisputed champion. Let me go get 2 fights in with somebody who lost to the guy I just beat. Like it's sad, man. It's sad.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Dan. Like we could have figured out this whole belt situation, and that's the only answer to kind of the situation with all the different belts, is to get guys who are undisputed and keep passing around undisputed. I know you can't keep it like that forever just because of mandatories and things of that nature, but like that's the sad part. You got this piece to the puzzle, and I can't believe that Kambosos doesn't want that piece just to solidify it. I mean, I think that's a big money fight. It's just sad that that's going to happen. Because I don't see it happening. What, you're going to go with Loma? I mean, but I said that when we talked earlier, Ness. I said that, Loma, the Australian versus the Russian, wouldn't be a bad look for TV. And look, they're following suit now and trying to go that direction.
I got Anthony back with another one. He says, can't Canelo become undisputed in 2 fights at 175? He's got to let it play out, though. He's got to let it play out. You know what I mean? It could end up being more than 2 or only 1, depending on how he gets it done.
Well, I mean, let's say that he does fight Bivol in May, and then Gennady in September. How the matchroom offer is set up. Well, they're saying June for Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. So he could have that undisputed fight technically in 2 fights should the Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. not end in a draw, and should he beat Bivol, of course.
Man, I'm busy out here looking for this. It was like a tweet or something about avoided fighters. Do you guys remember that? No?
Yeah, actually, I know where I saw it at.
Put it in the pre-pro. Put it in the pre-pro. Let me just give you some information here. Charlo rejected $7 million for a 1-fight deal and a chance to win another belt versus Andre. Canelo rejected $45 million for a 1-fight deal from DAZN to fight Andre. Golovkin rejected $25 million and an offer to unify at 160, obviously with Andre, but didn't take the fight out of fear of losing that third Canelo fight. Billy Joe Saunders tested positive the first time he was scheduled to fight Andre. Next time Andre wanted to move to 68 and face him, Billy decided to lose to Canelo. Jaime was the mandatory, decided not to fight Andre and activate his mandatory status. And now Samson Lewickovic is asking for $7 million just to start to talk about fighting with Andre. It's pretty crazy. Devin and Andre must be the most avoided fighters in boxing right now.
And it's crazy that's, it's somewhere where you can visualize it, you can hear it. Yo, man, that's why he get that boogeyman title. And whether you think he's got the skills, the chin, the gall, yo, he's avoided for one reason or another. And it can't just be the A-side slut talk, the money, he don't do this, he don't do that. Because now we got numbers to put the names, the faces, when we talk about them duck tacos and the duck sauce for the egg rolls and all the bullshit they cooking up over there, man. I think it's interesting. A lot of guys, they got to be held accountable, and that means, again, not being afraid to let your O go, but I can't speak for nobody's integrity and I can't count nobody's pockets. So that's the other side of the game, I can't really, speak for.
At the end of the day, it's on them to make these fights. I mean, it's garbage, but this is the sport that we do love. I mean, honestly, they've been doing this for a long time. It just seems to be more prevalent now. And we're so close to, like looking at Canelo undisputing, Josh Taylor undisputed. There's a lot of divisions now, right? And I mean, maybe I don't know my history enough, but like right now it's like the most probably undisputed people, like people with undisputed titles. I mean, I'd like to see that continue. That'd be an easier way to liquidate these titles down if boxing ever did that.
Check out this little list. Shout out to Marcus in Ohio with Ohio Runs Boxing. Now, like everyone, Marcus has an agenda, and obviously his agenda is very, blatant. Ohio Runs Boxing. So when he put this list together, I don't think he's being biased in who's on the list, but obviously his caption is totally biased and based at this list driving attention to Albert Bell's fight, which I'll help him because I didn't have to mention the caption. But most avoided fighters, he says, and I want to know, do you guys agree? Number 1, Terrence Bud Crawford, 38-0. Number 2, Demetrius Andrade, 31-0. Shakur Stevenson, 17-0. Devin Haney, 27-0. Jamal Charlo, 32-0. Rashidi Speedy Ellis, 23-0. Albert Bell, 19-0. Artur Beterbiev, 17-0. Jaron Ennis, 28-0. Charles Conwell, 16-0. This is actually, in my opinion, a really good list. I can't even think of anyone else that needs to be on here. I think Conwell was spot on. They are avoiding that man like a plague. And by they, I don't even mean fighters. It seems the networks don't want him. And this is didn't this dude catch a body in the ring?
Yeah, Patrick Day in Chicago.
And I hate to sound like I don't care, like like I'm excited that he did, but I'm saying like for TV, the man got power.
Hey, Matias is still getting fights, so
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So y'all think everybody belongs on the list?
I don't know about the order, but I agree, with the majority of the names on the list. Obviously something that I've seen, Shakur, Devin Haney. I don't know so much about Beterbiev when you about to fight, in the unification.
I don't know about Charlo either. I don't know if Charlo's avoided. Not more.
I mean, other than Andre and his promoter offering $7 million to cross the street when we know that Jamal is tied to Showtime and PBC, who's really asking to fight Jamal? I mean, Chris Eubank was there, didn't stick around to fight him. He left. Is there anyone that you like? I'm not being sarcastic. Like, do y'all know anyone calling out Jamal?
Danny Jacobs, right? At a point in time. Now I'm not saying right now.
That shit was like 5 years ago. It was pre-pandemic. Barclays Center was popping. New York City was the spot to be. That shit was a long time ago. Matter of fact, that shit was so long ago. Danny probably was still fighting on like HBO, man. Like, really? When was that? You on mute?
Yeah,
that was a good pull-up, though. I mean, when he approached Charlo, it was a good pull-up.
Yeah, but then he turned it into money. He's like, you ain't touching
for me, it was more the body language. Like, you could see that Danny, like, his body language and Charlo's body language, like, at that point in time, Charlo looked a little like, shit.
They said, remember, if you remember that video, all them dudes in that clique looked at pretty saucy. So maybe he knew he was saucy. He wasn't about to get on those street shit and get clipped while he's saucy. Like, I ain't trying to fight if I'm tipsy. Like, my dudes better have my back. You see, don't let me get knocked out drunk, because that's the worst. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know,
Danny
man. I'm
too,
just
or
saying the
Danny.
way he pulled up on him and the reaction after everything that was said, like Charlo just didn't seem like he had that same energy once Danny was like in his face talking to him. I'm just saying you can tell when somebody has the same energy when they see you in person, when they've been talking about you, and then you get face to face. Like some people's energy is exactly the same or turns up, and other people's energy goes way down.
That Kanye
You know what, though?
energy the same, huh?
That's honorable pressure though. Like Danny knew that he pressed him, and he was like, "All right, if it ain't that, then I'm not gonna keep pressing you." Like, all right, it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a subtle, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Danny's a gentleman though.
Yeah.
I got Sway who says Khan should have tagged Bud into the fight. Laugh out loud. Hell yeah. That's the only way he would have got a win, and it would have been a partial win. Partial, because he would have been tagging in a completely different fighter to handle it. Khan was so happy to have Bud there. I don't know if y'all seen the media workout. He grabbed Bud's hand and like raised it as if they both won and did a 360 for the crowd. I'm like, this dude is out here tripping. He just need to become a trainer at this point, man. Let me get him ring the alarm. I got Sway in New York City with the third one. He says Thurman versus Broner or Trout, not Brook. Money and name. I agree. I want the Trout fight, man. I'm biased. Give my boy Trout a shot. He worked his way all the way down to motherfucking 48 twice. Let him do it. That's a good fight. Plus, when he rehydrate, you know, at least Keith got an excuse for not being able to knock him out. So there you go.
Yeah, Trout, he's a southpaw. He got his way down. He might hydrate up. He could end up stopping Broner. First time we see Broner get stopped.
Nah. Trout, he said Thurman versus Broner or Trout. So it's like Thurman Broner, Thurman Trout.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Nah, I don't want to see Thurman Trout. This is what I'm trying to
Really?
say. Like,
Yo, that's a tune-up that's tough, man. That dude gonna rehydrate to like 180.
Came off of Barrios. What are we talking about?
He need 2 tune-ups. You seen him on the Barrios. You think he ready for Crawford off that tune-up with Barrios?
If he ain't ready, then he ain't ready. Step to the side.
Well, that's what he doing. He's stepping to the side, about to fight
Trout.
Broner. Yo, listen, people say if you ain't shit and get off the pot, he ain't on the pot. He made his own little, what's them shits called, Danny? I gotta make an air for the little holes in the you know what I mean? Take a shit in the bush, make a hole in the dirt. He out there doing his own thing, man. He doing it. Y'all be hating on Thurman, man. My man got one loss to Pacquiao. Y'all trying to throw him away like a balled up piece of paper.
And this
man.
is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to throw him away.
So let him get that tune-up.
When he talking to, all right. So listen.
The question was, out of the 2 tune-ups, which one you like the best? You talking about neither one.
I'll take Broner just for the shit talk, the shit talking to the lead up, because at least that'll make me excited for when they talk all that shit to each other. But like the actual fight, we'll see what we get.
I take Broner Trout card of Thurman and Boots.
You said what?
I take Broner and Trout on the undercard of Thurman and Boots. They get a welterweight. You know what I mean? I like that.
Thurman and Trout for the winner get Boots?
No. Thurman, what I say?
I don't know.
I'm high as a kite. Thurman and Boots, Trout and Broner.
Nah, why you trying to kill my mans in them, bruh?
Dying, man.
Yo,
dying.
He need another tune-up. You trying to throw him in there with Boots? Yo, you ain't even right, man. I'm moving.
Nah, that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair fight.
Nah, Boots got to fight.
It's a young dude. It's a young dude that's overrated. Let Sean Porter tell him.
Hey, what you gonna do? Hey, what do you want him to do? Dust off Sean Porter and do a rematch?
Nah, let Porter stay there. It's on Boots to do. It's on Clayton to prove that Boots is a hype job. That's his job now. Like, ain't our job. We sit back and watch. We gonna see what's what. It's on Clayton. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jeff. Him and Clayton got to get it done. I got Mad Bet 100. Broner beats Brook. Anybody throwing back versus non-flowing Brook wins. Couldn't drop Chin Khan. See, that is something to consider. Like, is Brook done? Because he couldn't, look like everyone does versus Khan. A win is a win for me, so he got the win. I mean,
is he done against who? Like, you get what I'm saying?
So he's only done versus a certain fighter.
Yeah, I mean, he's done against, like, the top 7, 8 guys.
But it's a job, though. It's a job, though, right? So even if he's done against the top guys, you got to think about it as a profession. You're gonna still make money. Boxing's just different. Like, even if you're not fighting the top guys, you can still move around at the lower level or B level and get paid a good amount. Like, what did he make to fight Khan?
Who? Brook. Man, I don't know.
I'm sure he got a bag.
Because that was Boxer. They needed some fights, and they got attention with this fight. It's crazy. They picked up a lot of attention. People were interested, and this was
anybody know the gate?
Fight. Nah, it was 20,000 though. 20,000 people.
And it's sold out. If not minutes and seconds.
Yeah, I don't know how much they made, but it was definitely 20,000 in there. I got James Benitez that says, King Amin, way you saying Algeria good fight for Ben? That no different the Boots versus the Lorme. You must be crazy thinking Ben is ready for Brook.
Why not?
That's for you, champ. I mean, like, what?
Yeah,
Read it again.
Yeah, I'm like, Boots is what'd he say? Ben?
He said, King Amin, the way you saying the Algeria good fight for Ben, that's no different than Boots versus Delorme. You must be crazy thinking Ben ready for Brook.
Oh, man. So he on this Kell Brook thing, man. He really go hard for this Kell Brook thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I think, Brook's got the experience, but it was against Khan. It was the chin versus the eye, and the eye seemed to hold up. It was no kind of issue about the eye. Not that we could tell from anything Khan was landing, but put him in there against somebody that's trying to attack him and trying to hurt him, and we'll still see if he has that veteran savvy and that craftiness that got him the win over Porter, that held him in contention. So, I mean, it's a fight we'll have to see, but I think that Conor Ben, for the UK side of things, especially like the names, the venues they could sell out, and you get the young boy to take a scalp of an old head on his side of town. And I think that says something. I think that builds a lot of cachet to where in the welterweight division, he might be able to create his own lane in like, I'm over here doing welterweight, so you got to come over here and fight me, or even make, a big enough name to come stateside. So I don't know, Benitez. I don't know.
I got Big Fish Vega. If Canelo goes to the zone, let's get Charlo versus Monguia. Yeah, I mean, if we're living in that world with Peter Pan, Never Land, then we're getting that. But until we see PBC do a fight with the zone, PBC ain't doing fights with the zone, man.
Man, that's such bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just the whole politics of boxing, they be fucking up a lot of good fights. Mm-hmm. Like, all these options that aren't options just because of who you deal with, man. That shit's killing boxing.
I mean, you say that, but you about to throw a show for USA Boxing. Like, you gonna fill up your show. You're gonna put your fighters from your boxing club on first. You're gonna try and match them up first before the coach from the city next door talking about, Adrian, I got 7 kids I need to get on your card. You want to make sure your fighters is on your card first.
Yeah, facts. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
Facts. All right, so it's no different. It's no different for any other promoter. So not only do they want to get day fighters on day card, but guess what? They have an alliance and a loyalty to their network. Because that network is putting those fighters on TV, and that network is paying those fighters. And because those fighters are getting paid by that network, your pockets is getting fat. Why would you cross them? Like, People
But I'm
ain't
just
looking
saying,
at it like that.
Charlo Munguia, I'm saying if they could just work together to give us some fights that we want to see, like that's a good fight.
I tell you,
not.
the only way I see that happening is they've been rumoring the Zone pay-per-view. They could do it that way. A split pay-per-view, which I don't know how that's going to work with a fucking app, and then you got a premium network and Showtime. So I don't know, but since they want to flirt with pay-per-view, let them do a pay-per-view. But Munguia ain't taking that. Remember, he was supposed to take the Derevyanchenko fight, and instead Derevyanchenko fought Adames. So now if he want a shot at Charlo, he got to go through Adames, and I don't know that he want that. That's why he already calling out Jambek. Even though the Adames fight would have been easier for him, I'm going to be real. What y'all think? I mean, I know you be watching all them shits. Who's the tougher fight, Jambek or Adames? I think Adames has already been beat a few times, right? So it's like there's a print.
I think the tougher fight is Jambek. You know, I think that is a tougher fight, but I feel like Adames is still a very tough fight.
I mean, he chose Jambek, so I guess he think that one is easier.
Maybe easier to make.
I think he can get outboxed, but I also think he can hurt Adames. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, John Beck, I think it's a tougher fight all around. But again, Munguia, that's the thing. It's funny moves, and I don't know if it's sometimes we blame the fighters and say it's funny moves. It is the promotional issue, man. I damn sure wish they could work together or deal with that shit, man. But I mean, it's obvious we got to, accept the lines of what they're giving us, but we got to have some level of discernment. We can't just accept anything, man.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I just wish they could work together and come to a financial point where you can have two people be happy. But I'll be honest, I can see why you wouldn't do that. Like, I really can from just promoting a show myself. I can't imagine doing it with somebody else and be like, damn, I got to split all the bread with you now.
Exactly.
Like, shit.
Exactly. But this is why I said, and hopefully, thankfully to this show, a lot of shit that I've said comes true, whether it's in boxing or in my own life. So we're going to put it out there again and say that if they ever sat down, Bob, Eddie, and Al, and brought their companies together, they would be able to literally strong arm whichever network they choose. Because they can tell each network, we either give the world boxing or there is no more boxing. It's just that simple. They're the three biggest. It's that simple. You either give us the deal we want or there is none. And you won't get it. Because when we go across the street, they're going to give it to us. So it'll only be one network that has the three biggest promoters with the three biggest stables. Each of them know how to do things magnificently well. Not that they do everything well, but Eddie, come on. He's a global promoter. He can put shows on in Italy, the UK, America, fucking, I don't know, what countries am I missing? And he can, Saudi Arabia, and he can get you that Middle Eastern money. Al obviously is there for the fighters. He gets them paid. He makes sure they invest their money properly. He makes sure they have life after boxing. Bob, I don't know what one thing he does great. He's been in the sport 84 years, so we'll say he's the experience. And he's the one that's probably like me, frugal, He's the one that's offering people $1 million for a fight. He's keeping that budget, you know what I'm saying? So he's probably your numbers guy. And obviously he's an attorney, which that can't hurt, that ain't gonna hurt nobody. So the big three getting together, they'll get some big money, just like UFC did when they sold for how much, Danny? 4 billion?
I want to say either 4.2 or 4.4.
That's a lot of money.
But do you think that, how much money, how big is their budget altogether? Like if you put all the people together.
ESPN's already given Bob with that little, and he don't got a little stable, he's got a big stable, but they already giving him $90 million. So again, imagine Bob went to ESPN, he said, yo, guess what? And they're like, what? Bro, somehow I sat down with Al and Eddie, we smoked the spliff, And we decided if we get together, we straight. So in order to do it, though, I need 3 times the budget, though. But you're sure to get every rating. No one's slipping through the cracks anymore because there's no more counter promoting. There's no more him putting on a show on the same day. No, we are putting on a show on the same day together, making one fantastic card. I know it's Peter Pan land. I'm sorry, but maybe.
So basically, you're saying 300 million.
I
so
mean,
like if a one network said, "Hey, I'm gonna give y'all each $100 million."
Yes.
That's you.
Not
Here's
each.
100
Not each. We're gonna give the company because it's got.
Right. Well,
they got to work together. If they each
that's
had
my
100.
point. But that's my point. If they're the 3 figureheads of their companies and they're merging, basically the 3 of them are like, "Listen, here's the deal.
Nah, we're
we
not
got
gonna
$100 million budget anywhere we're at, pretty much."
No. We're not gonna delegate though. We can't do that. We can't just say, all right, we got 300. You take 100 and you feed the PBC fighters. I'll keep feeding the matchroom. We can't do that. We got 300 and now we got to make what's best for the company. How do we turn this 3 into more? You know what I'm saying? And they got to get a whiteboard and they got to put all the fucking roster, everybody's fighters up there and start mixing and matching. Who's the best fights? What's going to attract the most attention? Who's going to sell the most tickets? You know, mix and match. Listen, what division is Benn in? 15? 115?
Yeah, I believe so. But he jumped up. He jumped up to get that title.
All right. So what would a fight with him and Olaz Nonito be like in LA right now? But they got to be together. You got to come together. But Bam needs Nonito. He don't need the fight. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hear the rumors Chocolatito. Alvarez, is that true? I'm hearing for Bam.
Who? No, the winner of Chocolatito and Julio Cesar Martinez.
So, you know, they could keep it. They could keep it over there. But again, if we had a perfect world where all 3 people were together, in the meantime, he would be fighting old ass Nonito to get that name on his resume. Yes, Nonito's still dangerous. I get it, but he's 30-5, and he's had a lot of fights. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big name.
No,
for
Nonito's
Bam.
38, Ness. He's 38, bro.
Shh, there you go. So yeah, man. I mean, switching subjects to the super chat. Matt Ben 100 says Rashidi versus Ben. Let's push for it. I love it. Rashidi's a free agent. I don't want Rashidi to get a Ben fight. Rashidi needs a tune-up. They had him shelved. Let him get his rust off. You know, if you want to give him a tune-up and you want him to have a good tune-up, give him Thurman. The winner gets a real fight. They both coming off a long layoffs. Fight. Yeah. You got to treat these guys right. You got to treat these guys. Some of y'all be wanting to feed them to the wolves. It's like, yo, my man been out. You know, his mom been all over the place. He probably got a girl, kids, money ain't coming in, mad at Golden Boy every day, counting down the days for this contract to expire. And yet now y'all talking about, oh, go fight Ennis. It's like, damn, motherfucker, like, I just got out this motherfucking contract. Can I get my family fed first? Like, I'm just saying.
You on parole. They expect you to get a job within 90 days. You better get your shit together.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all want him to jump in there with the wolves, like, fuck your Russ. Let me see if we got any more super chat. Looking like Mad Bet 100 says, get Kid Austin Schofield on. Yeah, I see him working. Shout out to Mad Bet Sieng. Definitely about 3 or 4. I see him doing this thing with Cameron Davies. He's out there, you know, look, he got to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? He made a lot of noise using Devin Haney's name. That's the clout game. Oh, add Robert Easter's name to the list, too, of people ducking Haney. I mean, back then it didn't make sense. I hate to go, like, down memory's lane, but, like, back then it didn't make sense when Haney was calling him out. But, like, now in retrospect, we see the skills he got, and we see how many people are avoiding them. So, you know, Broner always knew Haney, too. He was there. Remember, Bill said he made money with Broner's pops off the Spawn session. So Broner always knew Haney and probably never wanted to let Robert, you know, and Haney bump. You know, shout out to Robert Easter, though. He suffered a few bullet wounds in an attempted robbery, and he's doing better.
Salute to him. And fellas, I got to cut out, man. But before I go, I got to salute to Natasha Jonas. I don't know if you got that in the notes.
Nah, we ain't get there yet, but it is in the notes.
Yeah,
I watched
so
it
shout
too.
out, you know, women's boxing. That's my lick right there, man.
Yeah,
I love
man, but
that.
that's some Eddie Hearn shit, man. I mean, actually, I didn't even Eddie Hearn. That was boxer. That was some fake shit, though. Come on, man. She moved up 3 divisions to fight for a vacant title versus a girl that got short notice. Like, I thought that was actually the champion. Like, they just found this girl, and you could tell she was scared as hell. What?
Hey, did you hear the whole backstory they was putting on her and this and that? Like, they was really trying to motherfucking sell that. I was like,
she looked like she had zero experience. She looked like she had zero experience. I'm about to Google her right now to see if when the last time.
I think she was. They said she was a former. Or at least trying to fight for one.
She's been in there with Marie Dakari out of Canada. She just fought a couple weeks ago, and she lost to Emma Cozen, who just lost to Clarissa Shields. So this girl wasn't necessarily, you know, and the depth of the women's division.
Yeah, but you talking about she was in there with other people and lost to them. Like, look at the way her mechanics, like her technical skill. Look at the way she was in that ring. Like she didn't belong. She reminded me of Mom. I swear to God. She not my mom. Mom that Sinisa Estrada beat the shit out of. That's what she reminded me of. Like the way she had her guard. She looked like she couldn't fight. That's why I'm shocked that you telling me she was in the ring with all these other girls. Like she looked super nervous. Super nervous.
Nah, but listen, I mean.
And she had zero punch resistance. I mean, has Jonas ever knocked somebody down? Has Jonas ever? She hit that girl one time. She was like, yo, she looked like Khan the same way. Same little shaky leg. That shit was good, though. Shout out to Jonas. She became a world champ. But that was some vacant title, put it together shit. We need a belt for this card shit, man. Come on.
That'll defend it, man. Yo, listen, you did say it was some Eddie Hearn shit, because I know what you think, because I think Ebony Bridges is fighting for a vacant title, and her next bout is some wild shit like that. So I know what you mean when you say that, man. But listen, I got to cut out, fellas. Man, salute King Amin of Essex 1 on Instagram, King Amin on Twitter, King Amin of Essex 1 on YouTube for the championship rounds. I'm out, fellas.
So how does she even have a belt, Danny? Because she just won the WBO, but I thought your girl McCaskill was undisputed at 47. So how do you got the WBO? What's going on?
So say it again now.
Never mind. It's a 54-pound fight because she won the belt at 49 pounds. So it must be a 54-pound belt, not a 47-pound belt. Yeah, say super welter. Okay. Yeah. I got Bo in Bama with his super chat says Montana Love reinvented himself at home in Ohio on cards. He promoted himself. Yep. I wouldn't say he reinvented himself. I would say he always did that. He was always independent. Even when he had fought Kenneth Sims, I think, on Showbox, he was independent back then. You know, I've been following him for a while. He been always doing his own thing and never signed to no major. He did some Saddam Ali shit, just slower. You know, he showed the promoters what he can do, and then they had to pay for it.
Yep. Major without a deal, right?
Mm-hmm. He got it out the mud because it was selling. But I know what Bo's saying. Bo is just showing you that, you know, you can prove to the promoters you're a draw, or you can become a draw in your own city and make money. We got Super Max that says, is Danny even interested in coming back? And he means Danny Garcia. I don't know, man. I haven't seen anything about him wanting to fight or fighting with anybody. But actually, I did hear of a rumored fight. The opponent that they offered Danny didn't take it.
Who was the opponent?
If I tell you, you're going to know who told me. I could tell you off air.
All right.
But nah, I mean, yeah, you're going to know. Anything I say, they going to know. and then
Just text me. Just it's all cool. Just text me.
It is in the chat. It is in the chat. It was a good fight too. I was shocked. I know why he didn't take it, because of the second name. But I'm shocked they didn't take it because the Danny's a bigger name. You seen it or no? Because you acting like you did.
Oh, so you saying the first one gonna fight the second name?
Yeah. Instead of fighting Danny. Yeah.
Danny the bigger name.
That's what I said. That's what I said. But
definitely.
But let me tell you, when they was talking to me, they like, nah, man. That's what I'm saying. The industry believes in Danny. Boxing fans don't believe in Danny no more, but trainers and fighters still think Danny could punch. So they chose the second name.
And the second name,
he's older.
The second name got some hardware.
Second name. Yeah, exactly what he told me. Exactly what they told me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little more risk. But I mean, it's a little less risk, but it's a little bit more of a reward. But let's go.
Yeah, that's I mean, but also I'm sure the reward.
And guess what? Guess what?
What?
All right.
Is it gonna be on the same card?
It would be on your brother's card, Alvarez, if he takes the deal.
If he takes the PBC deal.
This guy's terrible. You didn't have to say what deal, fucker. You just alienated so many fighters now. Like you narrowed it down.
I mean, they know PBC fighters fight PBC fighters, so it don't matter.
But you don't know who's a free agent. You know what I'm saying? People, you gotta let people think. But it is what it is. We ain't saying.
It ain't like they know who.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me see. So, yo, did y'all see this? Let me go to you guys got to follow us on Instagram at The Boxing Voice, man. We on everything. Shout out to Val in Houston holding us down. But did you see Oscar Valdez, or rather, yes, Oscar Valdez. Let me go to his first, right? Because that was, this is the original, right? Let me go to Valdez. Oscar. Let me see. Did he post it on his IG? I hate people that don't post things on their IG. Can't you just put auto tweet? I hate when they just use their Twitter. And it's like you got to follow them on two separate places because there's information on two separate places. Like this time, Oscar Valdez posted this on his Twitter and not his IG. Where is it? Right here. I wonder if he deleted it because Shakur trolled him.
The coffee?
Yeah. Oh, he deleted it? Oh, there it goes. I can't play I don't really know why I'm showing y'all. I wanted to play it. So, that's the Good Day song. So, look, he went out. He's showing you his view. Like, yo, I'm about to put in my run. I'm about to put in my run. I'm just showing you my view. Here you go. Now I'm running. And I'm going to end it with...
Break him.
And so before the song comes on, he says break. So I guess that means after the workout, I take my break and I drink my coffee. So my man's in them, Shakur comes out and says, hey, champ, make sure your coffee is clean, ... Yo, what's the word for ... It's EP or something like that. It's like ellipses.
Etc.
No. I get that. I know that. That's the abbreviation, but the word is like, I'm not even going to do it. Whatever. Anyway, he says, we don't want the T situation to happen all over again. Yo, that shot's fired if I ain't never seen them, right? Keep it G.
Yeah, I mean, Shakur, we kind of saw it in the Herring build-up. I feel like he says things to get under people's skin. Mm-hmm. And I like it. When I saw it, it made me chuckle.
Me too.
You know, some they had Top Rank did like a promo thing, had each of them speaking in their gym.
Yeah.
You know, and Shakur, you know, he's talking greasy and
Greasy. He was like, we caught the duck, now we about to cook the duck.
right. Valdez, like, you know, I don't care what they say, I'll let my fist do the talking. And
I wonder if we're gonna see a slap, because that's the same thing you know, Caleb kind of did to Canelo. He brought that shit up right away to make it spicy.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Valdez smacking Shakur. I don't think Shakur gonna go that far, but he should. If I was him, I'll go the frustration route. Like, man, you been ducking me. This motherfucking promoter, he fucking protecting your ass, but now I got you. After this, can't nobody duck me. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. I like that drama shit, man. I used to watch like all them little hip hop shows until I got tired of them, because you know they fought every day on them shits. So none of y'all watch them shits. Huh?
Oh, like the Love and Hip Hop
all the time, bro. Yo,
man. I'm too busy to watch TV. You must have time on your hands,
bro. You ever heard of On Demand? Listen to me. Them reunions stood with a fight. Let's be real. Come on, man.
Nah. You know what though, Ness?
Yo, you know what it is? Stevie J he my hero, man. Stevie J my hero, man. Yo, Stevie J.
Why? Because he beat up Scrappy?
Because he been knocking him down. He been knocking him down since I was 13, man. He had Eve out here. Come on, man. Stevie J, that dude, man. Y'all just sleeping on the old man. He been knocking him down for years, man. Google Stevie J and check his list, man. All your favorite girlfriends in R&B and hip hop. He done made a song with him, man. He done made a song with him. Just saying, Stevie J.
But as far as like the shit talking and the fights breaking out and that type of excitement, I couldn't agree more. You know, boxing is my, you know, that's my go-to. But I follow all sports, and I'm chilling earlier. I'm high. I'm watching the Michigan versus Wisconsin men's basketball game, right? And you know, the game is over.
I had to. I totally give a fuck. I want to hear the story, but I had to. You know, I gotta use my soundboard.
Look, the game is over, and you know the teams are shaking hands, whatever, and it gets to the coaches. So for those of you who watch basketball, you might have already seen it, but y'all know who Juwan Howard is, and you know he's a coach of Michigan, former NBA player, and yo, the other coach holds his hand. He's just trying to walk past him, and the dude gets in his face, gets the finger pointing, and pushes him. And next thing you know, a punch is thrown. But I must have rewatched that shit like 10 times because I'm trying to see every angle. I'm trying to see what player threw what punch. I'm trying to see it all. I'm trying to decipher it all. So, you know, and it was the same shit with Canelo and Plant, right? I must have watched that 2-minute clip for like an hour trying to decipher every little thing. Like, oh, at what point did he come in? Bro, I love that shit.
Bruh, this one was not boxing, but I know you seen that little viral clip on the internet going around of the black dude smacking the shit out the white dude, the two old men.
In a restaurant?
Yeah. It was that shit looked like a bar. Bruh, I watched that shit 17 times. Bruh, them smacks was so loud. It's like they had a microphone on them shits. That was hilarious, bro.
Yo, that's like the guy that smacked the dude in the gas station with that twisted tea or twisted lemonade or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
Twisted tea can. That. Yeah, that shit.
Twisted tea.
He whacked that motherfucker.
They stopped. I think they stock went up after that shit. Everybody was tagging.
Absolutely. I had never look, Ness. You know, I like to partake in a few adult beverages, a few cocktails, if I may. And I had never in my life even heard of the twisted tea.
I never heard of twisted tea. I started to wonder if they paid that dude. I promise you, before then, never in my life did I ever see a bottle, a can, or even a fucking commercial on twisted tea. Never.
Nothing. And look, I got a lot of ratchets. I got a lot of ratchet girls on my Instagram, and I've never seen a Twisted Tea can before.
Go follow Ringwalk Danny on Instagram. Go see all his ratchet friend girls he talking about. But like after that, I never seen Twisted Tea before that or after it. Really, like it died after that, right?
Well, I mean, we saw the
Man,
memes, right?
that's some like white girl wasted type shit.
Oh, okay.
You know that shit's been around. They just weren't popular. Like straight up, that dude smacking that dude with the can, like that put their stock way up.
Word.
Like they got a little
you ever
bag
had
after
one?
that. Huh?
He from Milwaukee.
you ever
He probably had to have one. That's probably like a coming of age in Milwaukee. Like you got to drink all drinks and shit.
I mean, I drank all drinks, but a Twisted Tea is not one that. I mean, I tried one after the
Told
thing,
you.
I just,
Told
you know what I'm
you.
saying? I was like, damn.
Was
I was
it
like,
good
let me
at
give it a
least?
try. But it's, you know, I mean, it's tea with liquor in it. I mean,
Did it
what?
take,
No,
so
I-
was it like a you know like what is that called? My God, the real word.
Like
is
a
slipping.
sweet tea, man.
But I'm saying it was like a home Long Island iced tea. Or it's no alcohol. It's no
Twisted,
alcohol.
I wouldn't say it's like that, man. That's just like
Excuse me.
to
I'm
me,
sorry.
that tasted like sweet tea to me. You know what I'm saying?
So it had no alcohol in it.
No, it
did.
has alcohol, but like I'm saying, it tastes like sweet tea, not like a Long Island. Like a Long Island got like tequila and all sorts of crazy shit in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not built like that.
Hey, I was
It's
just.
not
That's
built
just for like
that.
that's just for like white girls on the beach or some shit. You know?
I was just in Milwaukee, bro. My first time.
Oh yeah, how was your experience?
It was dope, bro. I was up there for like a day and a half. I went to
For a game?
I went to a comedy show at the Improv.
Oh shit! Which one? The one right in the city or the one in Brookfield, like outside the city? They built like a new one and shit too.
Yeah, the new one is in Brookfield, right? That's
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I went to. Yeah, that's the one I went to, and it was dope. It was dope. The comedy show was dope. The setup was dope. It was cold as fuck though.
It's always cold out there, man.
Yo, my
Man,
uncle,
fuck out of here, Ness. You was dying the one time you came in summer. You're like, it's too fucking hot up here. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you said that.
I don't remember, but I remember.
Yo, the only thing about it, because my uncle lives in Brookfield, right? And so pulling up to his place, it gave me like Get Out vibes. I'm like, those were the vibes I got pulling up to his place. I'm looking
hilarious.
around. I'm checking my cell phone service. Like, damn, one bar.
Nah,
that's how I
Brookfield's that
felt.
area. Your uncle probably got some money then, because like it ain't cheap to live out there.
That's how I felt first time in Watertown, bro. I felt like it was Get Out. I felt like people was telling me to get out, especially the cops pulling me over every 5 minutes. Oh,
Man, that's George. You ain't getting pulled over with me because I ain't shit. They ain't gonna. I don't want to answer those questions.
let's run through these three last topics and open up the phone lines. We're gonna do this in like 3 minutes, fellas. So if you want to talk, you want to voice your opinion, you know the number to call in 1-425-569-5241. You could also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. If you call on Blog Talk, press the one button one time to let me know that you want to speak. So topic number 3, Tszyu ready to step in and face Charlo on March 19th to save the show. I'll just quickly say, never gonna happen. He's not even the mandatory to Charlo. He's the mandatory to Castaño. Castaño's the one that's hurt. He's wishing on a star. But I would say they should definitely try to negotiate with Tszyu. I know he represents a lot of money in Australia. We see Cambosos, putting the motherfucking headlock on the 135-pound division because he thinks he got money in Australia. So, yeah, if I was Alan Jamel, I would at least see what's out there.
No, for sure. You don't want your car to go to waste. Definitely a long shot, but a long shot that I don't blame Tim. I meant to say Team Zoo, but regardless, a long shot that I don't blame them for taking, right? Because that's an opportunity that you've been fighting for, an opportunity that you wanted. It's supposed to be with the winner of Castaño Charlo, but why not? Nothing officials came of that. Nothing officials came of what'll happen with the card in general. So they said the fight would be postponed, but I guess we'll see what happens.
I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna see like a late replacement like that. I think we've seen a lot of upsets this year because of that. I don't see that happening.
What was next, Nuss?
Next topic we had to quickly go through is Devin Haney running out of time to secure the Joe's Kambosos deal. Obviously, it's heavy rumors that Lomachenko is in the lead. Devin's date is for the end of April. If he does get the fight, it would be on DAZN end of April, unless otherwise, Bill comes and tell us that they got a second date. Their date is for the end of April, so he's running out of
Whose date? Whose date?
Devin's April date.
To fight someone other than Kambosos?
No, his date with DAZN. The date that they were looking at was end of April. Remember, Bill came on the show and said he gave a date, but I don't remember. I know it's end of April.
Cause I know after he came on the show, Kambosos or someone said that the venue was secure for June 5th.
Yeah, that's for Lomachenko in Australia. What I'm saying is if Kambosos takes the Haney deal, one of them, in America or on DAZN, I don't know if it's in America, like still in Australia, but on DAZN in April. I'm assuming it has to be April because that's the date that Bill said DAZN gave them. So.
Yeah, that I found that honestly a bit weird because of all the fights going on in April, I mean, there's literally, the last 3 Saturdays in April are loaded. Errol Spence, Tyson Fury, Shakur, and Katie Taylor. So
it is loaded. That is loaded. That is
but
loaded.
hopefully we do get to see Devin. If not April, then in May. I don't believe it's gonna be Kambosos. Unfortunately, I guess we will have to wait to have an undisputed lightweight champion. But I do believe that I just want to see him in the ring against somebody worth it, man. Like it's ridiculous. It's repetitive. It's unfortunate. It's a fucking disgrace, truthfully.
Yep, I agree, man. He needs to do something, though. I don't really want to get into what will he do. Obviously, they don't even want to get into that. So we just got to see, did the time run out, and then find out what does he end up doing if he can't secure the George Kambosos fight. I hope that he does. It's really unfortunate that this is the first undisputed division that doesn't get the energy to undispute the division. Like, people are okay with those other belts being undisputed and Haney's belt just being another belt. News and notes, Tyson Fury says Dillian Whyte wants money just to attend the press conference. He wants to be paid to participate in the press conference. I think Dillian Whyte is being very weird. I don't know if this is nervous energy. He's asked for a title shot his entire life, and now he has it, and I'm wondering if he doesn't know how to act. He's dragging his feet to sign a contract. He had until yesterday. I don't know if he did sign or not. But this is all weird. Like, what man doesn't want to promote the biggest fight of his career?
It's unbelievable, bro. Especially, sometimes we have promotions like that where it's not that the fighter necessarily doesn't want it. It's that because of their personality, them trying to promote is not promoting, regardless of the situation. But they still show up for the events. They still do whatever. Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury both have personalities that would attract the American viewer who may not be familiar with Dillian Whyte. Like, oh wow, like this is really gonna be a good one. We saw it. Obviously you got to think about the American buildups with Tyson Fury. In all 3 fights with Deontay Wilder, very entertaining, filled with drama. So I think Dillian Whyte is doing himself a disservice. But Obviously, we don't know the details. We don't know the whys. He hasn't came out made any public statements as to why that I've seen. So, it's unfortunate, man. It's a big fight. It's Dillian White should be embracing this moment in a sense like, yo, you finally getting your title shot.
Yes.
After so many years of pleading and doing what you had to do.
He need to be promoting it like, come on, man. He's just dropping the ball, man.
Every morning he goes running, he's supposed to be on live, making a post.
Yep. He hasn't
Tyson,
posted.
I'm coming to fuck you up.
He hasn't posted in so long, and what he just posted today was like, oh, let's donate money for like mental, like something like that, like mental illness. I'm just like, bro, these dudes are so ass backwards. Like, this is the biggest fight of your life. It's time to turn it on, man. But I got Len Blavatnik.
Hey, I don't mean to cut in, fellas, but man, I gotta take off.
All right.
Man, it was good chopping it up with y'all. Shout out to TBV. Shout out to you guys, man. Have a good one.
You already
Shout
know.
out to Adrian, yes sir.
You already know. So Len, let's go with Len. And he is the DAZN billionaire. He's agreed a $4.3 billion ingestion into DAZN. He doubles down on his losses, making the sports and entertainment company, and prepares to woo new investors. So he wiped away their debt, which is crazy, right? They had $4.3 billion in debt, or he gave that much money to get him out of debt, and then you just gotta wonder. It's like people talk about PBC losing money every day. Meanwhile, these dudes are losing billions, and ain't nobody saying shh. But shout out to DAZN, man. Again, more. I get to double down on my thing. See, you just invested $4.3 million back into DAZN. Now is the time to offer Al Heyman a couple $100 million, right? 100, 200 million to bring his 300 fighters to DAZN. Very easy peasy. That was the last topic. We can open up the phone lines. I'll run down them again for anybody that doesn't know, just joining us. Starting from news and notes, we're talking Shakur to Valdez. Hey, champ, make sure your coffee's clean. We don't want another tea situation to happen all over again. Reminding Valdez to eat and drink cleanly for the preparation of this fight. DAZN head honcho ingesting another $4.3 billion, not to be confused with $1 million, into the company. Tyson Fury saying Dillian White wants actual money to attend the press conference. Devin Haney running out of time to secure the George Kambosos undisputed fight. Tszyu ready to step in for Jamal Charlo on March 19th, in his opinion. Obviously, this weekend's fights, Zabdul Abdullayev stops Jorge Linares in the final round in Russia. Natasha Jonas demolishes Chris Namas in 2 to capture the WBO title. Vidal Riley, the YouTube sensation, Jermaine Brown, and Bradley Rhea all win in Manchester. And also Jaime Munguia stops Demetrius Big Meech Ballard in Mexico. William Cepeda survives a knockdown, but floors Luis Angel Vidades 3 times in the 3rd round knockout, looking like the Victor Ortiz and Marcos Maidana's fight. Obviously, Marquise Taylor thought he had the Crow fight in the bag, and the judges didn't see it that way. And Jermaine, the technician Ortiz, defeats Nahir Albright in a masterclass boxing lesson Friday in Orlando. We're going out to the phone lines. Once again, the number to call in, 14255695241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. And if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to help get this episode in the eyes of other boxing fans. and letting them know that we talk boxing every single day, multiple times a day. I just hit the thumbs up and turned it into 157. Do me a favor and do the same. Let's get these phone lines cracking.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Don't forget, main topic, Canelo has not yet decided what he would do. 2 offers are on the table for Canelo, and that's Beterbiev, Gennady Golovkin, and Charlo and David Benavidez.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Listen, they ain't got no know nothing. No Ryan don't know nothing. Only I know everything.
We did it first. And we motivate even the greats.
Oh, what a big shot by Lopez! I told everybody!
TheBoxingVoice.com.
What he done to the boxing world to be #1 in the junior weight division?
SDS Promotions.
Nah, man, get off that shit tooth. Shit sound like an Andis Clippers. Bro, we can't hear you, man.
So you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, yo. First of all, man, that was a good fucking topic, bro. I was thinking about that. You said, imagine if Top Rank, Eddie Hearn, and Al Heyman got together, right? I was thinking if they was to do something like that, I think they should at least spread the love in multiple networks. You know what I'm saying? Have some fights hosted on ESPN, some of them hosted on Showtime, and
bruh, does HBO share the television rights to Game of Thrones? Did they share Sopranos?
I have no idea. I got no idea, bro.
Man,
I would like HBO to get back into the mix.
They don't do that, man. Just like the NFL, they sell their rights to one network, and then it's a bidding war for the next network to buy when that contract is up. You don't want to spread the love. You want to get one network. You want to have all the chips.
So what would be the network for you in your dream world for boxing? What would be the network for that if they were to vote for the Zone?
The Zone. They got a better.
All right. What would be the announce team then?
Oh, the announcing. I don't even care, bro, because I would be just happy enough getting.
Nah, come on, man, go all the way, bro.
I mean, all right. Give me Merchant back. Give me Merchant and Bernstein and.
What about Paulie, man? Paulie was the man.
I mean, but you ain't let me get to a fighter. I gave you 2 commentators. There's always 2 commentators in a fighter. Or now they're doing 3 commentators in a fighter with Mar-a-Lago, Bernstein, Farhood, and Abner. But back in the day it was. Well, actually they did 2 fight. Well, no, they did 1 fighter because it was Ward, Jim Lampley, and Max. But can't forget about Max, man. Yeah. I like Max too, man.
Me too, man. That would be a tough one for me too. If I had to pick 3 of them, that would be hard, bro. Paulie would definitely be a lock. You know what I'm saying? Paulie for sure. Out of all the fighters, ex-fighters, Paulie was the best at it, man. Hands down. Him and Roy Jones.
I really used to like Antonio Tarver, man. I think that he got removed from Showtime unfairly. He tested positive in a Latif Coyote fight, and that got him removed as a commentator. But he was honestly before Paulie, and maybe Paulie's better, but like he was the first good fighter commentator. Like he did better than Roy, in my opinion. Roy had more memorable moments because it's Roy. He's like, he's not getting up, Jim. He's not. But it's not like he was. He used to come on, son. Like he was mad, bro. He's no Tarver. He's no.
Well,
Tarver.
Showtime always had their fighters on it, and HBO had their guys. So HBO had Roy Jones on it. They had George Foreman. They had Ward. Showtime had
Foreman was good, but nobody was better than Emmanuel Stewart. He was the best at commentating.
No. But we're talking about the fighters. Emmanuel was great also, man. Emmanuel was great.
Yeah, he was the best.
Lampley was good. But he was a little biased sometimes. I remember when Pacquiao was fighting Marquez.
He was
Pacquiao would throw
supervised.
combinations, those punches would be missing, and he'd be like, bang, bang, big left hand by Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to touch up on something. What's going on with I heard you say something about Danny Garcia, and I know you don't want to blow it up on air, so you can send me the DM.
Somebody avoided the fight. They didn't want the fight. That's all. They took another fight.
They avoided Danny?
Yeah.
Damn shit. That person better be fighting Canelo next, or fucking, or somebody, or Tank, because Danny's a good name.
Yeah, I mean, my man wanted to fight somebody else. He was offered two people, and he chose the other dude.
Oh, dog, you got to send me that in the DM, dog, because I'm the one that gave you the breaking news about Teofimo going with Eddie Venoso, and I sent you the link.
They ain't
it's
going
official.
with no Eddie, man. They out here
It's official,
chasing.
nigga.
They cloud chasing.
I sent you the link.
They cloud
chasing. I sent
chasing.
you the TL Senior.
They cloud
Listen,
chasing.
TL Senior.
They cloud chasing.
TL Senior, bro.
Bro, they cloud chasing. Senior cloud chasing. He talking about I'm still the lead trainer. You can't come to somebody's gym, use their equipment, use their space, and say that you the head trainer. Take your ass out of here and go buy a gym and be the head trainer in your gym. The fuck? How you gonna come to Canelo's house and say you the head trainer? Your man's is senile, bro. He crazy. I'm telling you, that dude crazy. That dude, I know now he's crazy. Even after the loss, he ain't get humble. He's crazy, bro. He's straight crazy.
Yo, is Ringwalk Danny right there with you?
He right there texting his shorties.
Ringwalk Danny.
What's up, man?
All right, now, because I was going to let him know. Yo, Ringwalk was good, man.
What's good?
Yo, Puerto Rico and Mexico been having a rivalry for years, and for the past few years, since Miguel Cotto retired, we've been on a drought, so y'all been getting the best of us, with the exception of Danny holding it down, beating a few Mexicans here and there. But, your man Valdez is going to go down to our Puerto Rican guy, Shakur Stevenson, man.
Oh man, you need to watch the show more, man, because anybody who watched the show knows that I got Shakur in that fight.
Okay, so you ride it with the Boricua. That's what I'm talking about. It's all good.
Yeah, nah. Look, man, don't get me wrong. I am happy and I embrace and I wish the best to my fellow Mexican Americans. But I call a spade, and I'm going to always call it how I see it. And, I mean, bro, I think it's Shakur. Shakur, to me, is one of the most talented fighters in the entire sport. And I don't think Valdez going to give him much of a fight. I mean, he going to win a couple rounds, but Shakur on a different level for sure.
You think Shakur shows like Keith, like does he get hurt and shows that he got hurt? Shows any sort of vulnerability?
He not getting hurt.
I don't think it's
bruh, don't be jumping out the window. Ain't none of us think Valdez was about to knock out Burchell, and then he did.
This is what I will say next.
Burchell is a fighter who has shown vulnerability.
But he never shown he could be one punch. Get out of here, man. Don't take that away from that, man. He one punch Burchell. Get out of here.
And then tested positive after. But look, man, that's why they gonna step in.
If Shakur's chin is not that good, he can get hurt. If Shakur's chin is shaky, he can get hurt because Valdez can crack. And I never seen Shakur really get hit hard. When he fought the African dude with the power, I really didn't like how he was acting when he fought the power. So if he gets caught up, the only way I see Shakur getting hit clean is if it's during an exchange. Because other than that guy's reflexes, and he really be on point. And he sits there and watches all of your movements. The guy reminds me of a young Wilfredo Benitez when he fights. Because he has little small moves, nothing flashy, but little small moves. He steps back, he finds his range, he slips you by a quarter of an inch. That's how Benitez was. But yeah, I think Valdez got the power to hurt him. You got to give him his respect, absolutely. But I don't think he's gonna. I think Shakur's gonna whitewash him. That's my opinion on that fight.
No, I think Valdez does have the power to hurt Shakur. But what I'm saying is it's not going to happen.
No, I don't think Shakur's going to get caught like that. He's going to box a smart fight.
I honestly think he's going to fight. He's going to fight Valdez the way he fought Jamel. I really believe that.
If he does that, then, if he does that, there's a chance he can get caught. You know, I think he's gonna fight Valdez the way he fought Pidufo. You ever watch that fight? He fought cautious, but he boxed him, and he did it smart. I think he's gonna fight that kind of fight with Valdez.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
We shall see. Let's see who's on the line. Is Brooklyn in the house? We got Kyle, Kansas City. What's up?
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Alrighty. Okay, so I got a thing. I got a thing here. I really want you guys to really convince me that you guys don't think that this Triple G, the third fight, isn't going to be interesting. Like, on the other hand, we see that the first fight, we're all going to go ahead and say Triple G, even though it was whatever, draw, whatever. Second fight, let's say it was Canelo. Now, y'all saying this third fight, is y'all not interested in it? Like, fuck it. Like, okay, let me sweeten the deal. If Triple G knocks out this Japanese fighter first round, like wipes the floor with him, would that make this contingency of the Canelo fight more interesting for us, or like because I'm really excited for the third fight if it happens. But I mean, shit, everybody, y'all are talking like it's about to be fucking Brook fighting, and also with the Brook situation. Don't fucking hype up Brook. Y'all gonna get this man fucking on zombie mode. Like, Thurman, are you kidding me? Thurman fighting him? Are you kidding me? Like, no. He needs to just go take this little win that he got today. Let's celebrate him. Sit down. And that's my call.
All right. That was actually a good call. Let me double check over here. Looking like Hawk, Maryland.
Yo, Nuts.
Yo, what up?
Ain't too much, my brother. Ring walk, what's going on?
What's going on? That's why you didn't play his intro.
Oh shit, right? I forgot because it's new, man. What's his name? Brandon just sent this over. My bad. Okay, where'd I put? Oh, here.
Oh yeah.
What time is it? What time is it? What time?
Hawk in Maryland.
Oh, fire.
I can knock you out now.
Holy shit. Holy TheBoxingVoice.com.
Great show. Yes. Dan and Brandon. I'm out.
SDS Promotions.
What up?
Oh, hell yeah. That Brandon is fire. That is fire. Oh, yeah. That is fire. I'm about to say, first off, the Shakur Stevenson fight, man, come on, man. Valdez will not win a round. He's going to get punished. You can't hit Shakur. It's like watching Floyd against Robert Guerrero or Floyd against, what's that dude? Arturo Gotti. You know, you can't hit Floyd. Shakur. He don't get hit. He's still right in front of Heron, and Heron couldn't touch him. He almost knocked his head off. I don't have no doubt that fight will be a wash, period. No problem for him. But as far as Dillian White, that's crazy because I heard Dillian White first of all, he ain't signed, but I heard he was, job bitching because he not getting no back end of the pay-per-view, so he not going to help promote it. Even after he signed, he ain't going to help promote it because he ain't getting no extra. But if he win the fight, he'll get $4 million extra. So I don't know why, I don't know what's up with that thing. I have no idea why he's not participating. Jaime Munguia looked good, but when at 39 fights, bro, at 39 fights, you haven't fought one champion. What are they doing with Jaime? That's like they just keep putting him in there with.
He beat Saddam Ali. He beat Saddam Ali.
Liam Smith.
Yeah, Saddam Ali.
That's the first dude, right?
That was the dude he beat for the belt, and he beat Liam Smith, who's a former world
right, but
champ.
he was like a smaller dude.
I mean, but he beat Liam Smith, who was a former world champ.
Okay. I want to see Jaime do more because Jaime is a beast against the products they got him in there with. But I thought he was like supposed to be fighting Charlo. I mean, you know, I thought he was up for Charlo's belt or Demetrius Andre's belt. I thought he was in line for one of them. Anyway, I'd like to see him do, you know, with somebody with more stature. But the Khan fight, you can't tell me. Oh, one thing, they knew Khan had no chin, man. Every time he got touched, he wobbled. There's no way they didn't know
he didn't drop though.
Man.
He didn't drop. You gotta give him credit. Gotta give him credit. He didn't go down, man. He did not go down. I got Big Fish JP in Long Beach.
Long Beach in the house.
Yeah. Good evening, man. Good Sunday evening to everybody. I've been keeping a personal list, my blackball list. I got Bud Crawford on there for obvious reasons. I think if you fuck with big Bob Arum, you definitely on the blackball list. And I have, of course, Devin Haney on there for obvious reasons. They're playing a little touch and go with the belts over there with him. And I want to add Al Heyman to that list, but this time on an executive level. I think that the streams for his promotion are going to be shorting. It looks like Fox is only allowing pay-per-view. You know, they only want his biggest, and all we have is Showtime left. If either one of those were to go, you'd have to see Al in a bad place where the fighters essentially got to find some place to go make money. So I think that's what could be happening in the game. So I'm going to add Al to the blackball list. Got my hardcore boxing fan on this weekend. Usually I don't take this amount of time. On fights like this, I might be doing something with the family or doing something else. But I took some time out. I caught the paper, the Showtime card with Crawley. He's not a good fighter. The guy that beat him, Taylor, he's not good either. I mean, it was a very odd style that Taylor dude. Long, very rangy, but neither of those dudes are anything I think we'll see in the future as a potential contender. I think the Boricuas got one, the Puerto Rico got one. Y'all forgot to talk about Jermaine Ortiz. Man, that dude is lightning fast. I'm talking about the likes of young Gary Russell and, you know, some of the fastest dudes we've ever seen out there. He's as quick as they are. And he seems to have education about himself with the boxing. I think Jermaine Ortiz is something to look out for. I also went over there and caught the ESPN Plus card with Kell Brook and Amir Khan. Look, man, Amir Khan should never be sanctioned to fight again. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. I mean, the first time he got a stanky leg, I didn't even see what the punch was, but I have to give it to Kell Brook. He's still, whether you think anything's left in the tank or not, he can still sneak in that sharp 1-2. He keeps it short. I mean, it's short, it's quick, it's straight to the point, and he was getting that off. But, I mean, man, it looked like you could whisper, I love you, into Khan's ear, and his legs will get to shaking. I mean, so that motherfucker should never be able to fight again, man. But other than that, that's my call, brother. I don't think there's much. Oh, I'm mildly excited for Triple G and Canelo. You know what I mean? I mean, we haven't seen Triple G in a long time. I think he'll get up for the fight. I mean, I'd rather see the other fights. I'd rather see the Benavidez and Charlo just because it's young blood. Not to say that they do any better versus Canelo than Triple G would. But just because it's some young blood and something we haven't seen before, I'll be hoping Canelo goes that route. That's my call.
All right. John Beck tweeted out yesterday after the fight, Munguia, easy work. So it looks like Top Rank will be accepting that fight.
SDS promotion.
Real hate, man, that's like an art form, man. You know, it's like you like a born hater, you know, like myself.
Man, you not really don't care about this bullshit, man.
I'm here to tell you right now,
Boots needs to just hurry up and just fight somebody that we actually give a damn about.
We don't care. We don't care.
Charlo with the little Instagram post or whatever with the signed signature. Man, there's no way in hell he signed up to fight no Canelo, man. 2 other knockdowns that Wilder been knocked down and the footage been scrubbed off the internet, man. We all know that too.
Winner of the 9th annual Player Hater of the Year award is
James Benitez. I know what's coming this side.
I think I deserve that award too, man.
James, you gotta unmute because we don't hear you.
Hello, you hear me?
We do now.
Yo, what's up, Ness? How you holding up, man? Everything good?
Straight.
Man, appreciate this boxing content you providing us, man. Now let's go ahead and get to it. Yeah, man. Khan did what Khan does. You know, better days behind Khan. And man, Ness, let me ask you something, man. You know, I really earned so much more respect for Bud yesterday as I was watching the fights, man. You know, and seeing that Bud's a natural killer, this high level athleticism. I almost feel like any trainer in the nation, man, would probably still have a world champion if they had Bud in his camp. Well, do you agree or disagree?
I mean, he's definitely a generational talent, as they say.
Absolutely, man. So that just goes to show, man, that you can't, you know, some of these trainers talk all this shit, man, can't really fix what's really broken, man. And Bomac all cap talking about how, oh man, Brook is done, blah blah blah. Man, you really was in the mirror, man, talking about Khan. You know, on to what else, man? Jaime Munguia, man, he's doing the same thing that Boots is doing, man. Everybody giving him credit for it. He's still building, man. Let Jaime keep on fighting these developmental fights and everything like that. And next year, when everybody moves out of 160 and everything up to 168, next thing you know, he'll be a unified champion, just like Boots. What else is going on, man? Man, you really don't like that Danny Garcia, man, against Kell Brook at 155? I think that'd be a good weight for Danny to touch on, man. You know, for him to move up to. But I know you wanted to find him a fight on the other side of the pond. So what welterweight on that side of the pond you think that'd be good? That'll be able to help him get millions.
I like the Ben fight. You
Come
don't
on,
like
man.
the Ben fight?
Fuck no, man. They weren't even trying to put him in with Khan, man. And look what Brook did to Khan. So you know Eddie's like, whoa, we underestimated this shit right here with Brook. So we need to find another opponent. Come on, man. They say he's 2 years away from any top level competition, man. You heard that from the zone. So with that being said, Brook is still, I don't know, it's hard to say. I guess he's still like a top 10, top 15 welterweight in a sense. So Conor Ben ain't touching any of them, man. So who would you really put Kell Brook in, man? Only one that would make sense to me right now would be a Danny Garcia for him to get the millions. Eubank Jr., that's definitely not going to happen because he's just too big. He's just too big. But again, man, out to the show. Shout out to all this great content, man. Yo, I'm out.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We got Mr. Special Feature. What up? Louisiana was goody. Uh-oh. Is that a no? All right. We got Brooklyn in the house.
Brooklyn Jew is coming through your town. Let's get to it.
When you see old dirty bastards in a position like that, then you know they don't get ready to bust you.
I love my TVV, comrades.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listen, man.
What?
Goddamn Spider Crab, goddamn Shao Shane. That's all I need. And I'm good.
SDS Promotions.
Hey, yo. Yo, Ness, you hear me? Ness Vegas, man. Yo, I love my TBV comrades. I love my TBV live chat comrades. Let's get to it. Listen, man. Con me. Con me. Yo, I got dissed. I got bamboozled. I got hit with the P. Michelle game 3 called Molly. I'm riding on Eno and the whole Dipset and shit, man. What the fuck was that? I betted Eno $25 on Zelle, man. I had Khan. I was a convict. I was Genghis Khan. The fuck was that, man? You looked like Glass Joe from Mike Tyson in there, man. Retire, retire, retire. Do yourself a favor, Khan. Don't fuck with Kell Brook. Don't fuck with nobody. Because you was looking good until you got hit in the chin. And that's what fucked you all up. Give me Kell Brook versus Danny. I think Danny need that's English male. You heard? At 154. Give that to him, man. Let him live, man. Let him live, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if Canelo don't know what the fuck to do, let him get Charlo, right? And then we could get Benavidez versus Purell Morrell. Know what I mean? David Morrell. Yo, Brandon Lynch, I'm riding on you, Lynch, Mr. Producer, the fucking Dr. Dre of the TBV, of the boxing voice. You told us all about William Cepeda, man. Yeah, he beat him, but you made it seem like he was a killer hiller from Manila. Shit didn't work, man. You heard me? And another thing too, man, Jaime Maguinha, Big Meech. I don't know. Big Meech needed BMF that night, man. He needed some help, man. You know that looked like that was a server. That looked like that was a platter for Jaime Maguinha. Where does Jaime Maguinha go here at 160? Is he ready for a Charlo? Is he ready for? Do I dare say it, Ness? Chris Eubank, 160? Could he get that? Could he get it? You heard? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I got Kami. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on, man. What the fuck was that, man? Shit hurt me. The zone had it was. Hey, yo, but listen, Ness, man. Don't diss us this week. We going to Brooklyn. We going to New York. Obi Toppin from my New York Knicks got the goddamn slam dunk champion, and you know what happened next Saturday.
Man, that was a garbage dunk contest, man.
Oh, I know, but listen, let me live. Let me live, Danny. Let me live, Danny. Let me hype this shit up, man. Chris Colbert is gonna put on a show next week, y'all. Hype it up, Ness. Hype it up, Ness. Don't diss Brooklyn. Don't diss New York. All we got right now is Chris Colbert. Knicks fucked up. Knicks fucked up. That's all we got, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, shout out to all my Boricuas. Shout out for the 5% we always call the Puerto Ricans. You know, power rule. I never knew that Shakur was Puerto Rican. You heard? I never knew he was Plantanos with all that good shit in him. You know what I mean? That's what's up, man. Like I said, Ness, man, can't wait for the morning topic. Yo, like I said, Canelo, give Charlo a bone, man. Let him live. And if Canelo, you ain't fucking with Charlo, come to PBC, give us Benavidez, give us what we want. We don't give a fuck about Triple G. That's just to make Canelo look good, knocking him out at a 40-year-old man. Peace, peace, peace. Love y'all.
Peace. All right. Let me see here. Looks like I got Ohio Runs Boxing just sending some super chat love. Shout out to you. We definitely use your most avoided list. Midwest Boxing says Bill slipped and said Haney using strength coach. Why is that a slip up? Why is that a slip up?
I mean, he didn't slip. Like, if he wanted to keep it private, why would Devin post, when he's at phase 1 doing the strength and conditioning? Like, come on. We've seen him up at Snack how many times? Like, that was no slip up.
For real. I got James Benitez says, Ness, you cat. Paulie and Devin power same level or more. But that's what I'm saying. That like Devin is obviously got more power than Paulie. Paulie only has 7 KOs. They be hating on that boy Dev. Jeez Louise.
Man, I don't get it.
Me neither. I got Big Matthew that says, white is a duck. Eddie offered him alternatives. Duck, 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 duck emoji. That sucks, man. It's so funny. Only in boxing is like when the best is supposed to fight the best, something always is happening. You know, and not the best, but like at least, you know, some of the best. You know what I mean?
Nah, for
the
sure,
top of the
bro.
division.
Something you don't see in MMA either.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you're on YouTube, present, future, past, it don't matter if you're in Australia and it's the future. Don't matter if it's the past and it's tomorrow. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to our next goal of 131,200. Right now, it looks like we are on 131,000 and I don't know where my drum roll is. 131,132. Nest GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Let me go out to Houston for Mr. Lenz.
Let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
You don't want to get in the ring with me because he's a pussy, that's why.
You see a red flag again.
Me and Canelo would be a bigger fight than Canelo and Caleb Plant. How much did they sell? Guarantee you me and Canelo will sell more.
And now, the most dangerous producer on YouTube.
El Bandera Negro.
Brandon in Houston.
Brandon in Houston.
Yo, drop that SDS shit, son.
SDS Promotions.
King Born. Call out Williams Zepeda. What up, Ness? What up, Danny? King Born, call out Williams Zepeda. They had him in there fighting fucking Canadian Jose in there, man. Nobody could look good against that dude. I saw he was so awkward, and I don't know if y'all seen that fight. That dude was off rhythm. It was just disjointed. It was no rhythm to the fight. They had water out in the fucking corner, people slipping, doing the splits and shit. Nobody's gonna look good. Now, see, that fight last night, when Scepter said some shit about not looking good against somebody, I get what he was saying. That made me think of it. I'm like, oh my God, this shit is all messed up. And I've seen Devin Haney come out, you know, and say, you know, tweet out to Oscar De La Hoya, this the dude you thought that could beat me? Like, hey, Devin, I'm not saying the dude will beat you, but Williams Zepeda is not no joke, my friend. I don't care what y'all saw last night. I'm just telling you right now, my man ain't no joke. Canelo, I'm kind of hoping that, you know, I know he's not gonna take the PBC route. You know, he's gonna go to the zone, which obviously I'm not really that mad about because that puts Jamal Charlo in a position to do something. Now, Mr. Charlo, if you wouldn't come up to 68 now, you know, and fight Canelo, and Canelo is not an option, keep that same energy, my friend. Bring that energy to David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say you 160 to Canelo and really fight, and then whenever he's not available, you still a 160 pounder. You putting out you the biggest super middleweight and shit in the world. Let's see, champ. You know, I mean, I want to see that fight. You know, you've been talking all this shit to Benavidez, man. It's time for you to back that shit up, my friend. And that's my call.
And that was El Bandera Negro. Nest GTO.
Hey,
oh.
Hold on, we got more callers?
We got actually a super chat from Mad Bent Sieng.
Go ahead with it.
He says, GGG drinking tea. Reinvigorated. Stops Murata.
I hope that fight happens. I don't know that it will. I hope so though. Ness, I do want to say to you and the people, I do have to go. I got somebody coming by.
Nah, we done. That was the last caller, homie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got this guy coming to replace this fucking kitchen sink on me.
Well, alrighty then, my friend.
But to everybody, please go like this video, go share it, subscribe. We will be back tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, as we do every weekday. And Everybody can follow me on all platforms at Ringwalk Danny.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, champ. Well, shit. I mean, you gonna finish?
Finish.
I'll
what?
stay on.
We out.
Well, I thought. We out.
It's over. Ain't nobody else. It's done. We done. We
All
out
right.
of here.
That's
Peace.
GTO Ringwalk Danny, the boxing voice.
Yep. Peace.